and we got big updates on the cocaine found in the White House story, which are massive. But I'm going to start with DeSantis, and then I'll get into the updates on the cocaine at the White House story. Big stuff. And of course, today's Friday, so that means Open MAGA Mike Friday, open phones. Anything you want to talk about, it's fair game on the phones today. Here we go.
Since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian.
All righty, welcome. It is Friday already. Welcome one and all, July 7th, 2023. My name is Brian Craig. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977, celebrating 46 years on the radio. Thank you all for your support all these years. All right, we got a lot to cover today. Big news and moment with Ron DeSantis, which I'm going to start with. Huge updates on the cocaine in the White House story, which I'm going to get to in a little bit. I'm going to start with Ron DeSantis, and we'll get into the cocaine in the White House updates, which not only is it huge, it is really bad. So I can't wait, but it's like, I don't know, I'm overloaded on stories here. There's so much to discuss, so much to get into, and so little time. And also, today is Friday, and on Friday, it is open phones. We call it Open MAGA Mike Friday. And on Open MAGA Mike Friday, any and everything you have on your mind is fair game on the phones. You are not limited to the stories, topics, and issues that Steve and myself bring up on the program. Our number toll-free from anywhere, 1-888-465-2631, 1-888-465-2631. All right, now, disclaimer and apologies. The clip I'm about to play is from Fox News Channel, which of course I am boycotting. I left Fox News, I don't know, how long has it been? It seems like forever ago. And I haven't looked back since. And I know many of you also have given Fox News the Bud Light treatment. So that's a good thing. This clip, even though it is from Fox News Channel, I don't want you to think that I have broken my boycott, that I have broken my fast, and I went over to Fox News. No. I saw this on social media, on the Twitter. And yeah, so that doesn't count, and it's really good. And it's Will Cain, who, Will Cain, I've seen him a few times. He's not bad. He's pretty good. And he has on our sleazy Benedict Arnold governor, Ron DeSanctimonious, and he brings up something to Ron DeSantis that Ron DeSantis doesn't like it. And Ron DeSantis did something that Jean-Pierre did the other day. He lied. Now, he lies in this interview. It's not a bold-faced lie. It's a half-truth, which is still a lie, and I'm going to expose this, and we're going to get into it. Now, the Ron DeSantis campaign is really in complete collapse mode. He's even got Cortez, who works on his campaign, saying it's like it's hopeless. And really, at this point, it's only a matter of time before Ron DeSantis drops out. He's looking for an out. His best out would be, and I hope this does not happen, is a hurricane hitting us in Florida. We are in hurricane season. I was watching the local news, and they're predicting like a really busy hurricane season, like a lot of hurricanes this year. Oh, my goodness. I'll talk more about that when I share the message from Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting. But let me just play this. So this is DeSantis on Fox News, getting his clock clean, being humiliated, and then lying. All right, here we go. Ron DeSantis, Fox News.
Of defeating the left on issue after issue, and we'll be making that case over the next 6 or 7 months.
Okay, now I got to tell you, hold on, slow down, DeSantis. Now this is just a little pet peeve of mine. He says we'll be making that case. That is the royal we. It burns me. I have some pet peeves. I don't really tell you guys about them because you'll use them against me. This is one you can't really use against me. If I told you my pet peeves, which are many and somewhat strange, some of them, that's all you'd be hearing on the phone. So I'm not going to tell you what they are, except this one. it really bugs me a lot when I hear someone refer to themselves as we instead of me or I. That is a very self-centered person. And I saw this once with Michael Jordan many years ago. Michael Jordan had a press conference about retiring. This was a long time ago. And he didn't say I or me at all. He called himself Michael Jordan. He said, and he asked himself questions. You know, people wonder, will Michael Jordan retire from basketball? And if Michael Jordan retires, will Michael Jordan return to basketball? And who knows what Michael Jordan will. Problem with that is it was Michael Jordan calling himself Michael Jordan. I'm like, this guy is a nutcase. So here we have Ron DeSantis using the royal we, which is a real self-centered, egomaniacal thing. But that's not why I play this clip. We're not even close to the reason that I played it.
Of defeating the left on issue after issue, and we'll be making that case over the next 6 or 7 months. I'm running to win in January and February. I'm not running to juice polling now.
I do believe there is some truth in the saying that you shall be defined by your enemies. So I appreciate you bringing up those who are attacking you in your run for president. What about those, though, as well, that support you? Steve Cortez is one of the members of a super PAC that supports Ron DeSantis, and he acknowledges that the numbers right now are not where they need to be. And Governor, I want to be clear with you. You and I have met on one occasion, and I think you have done a wonderful job. What I'm trying to suss out tonight is when that job, if ever, begins to resonate in the numbers for you for president. You know, and as I mentioned, we've met, and I liked you a lot. But there are those that say there's something about you that's not connecting for whatever reason, not connecting with the voter.
Well, now this is amazing what he's saying to Ron. He's like, I meant you, I liked you a lot. And what he's saying here is, but people meet you on the campaign trail and they don't like you. But still haven't gotten to the reason why I'm playing it.
Personality. Donald Trump says it's about loyalty. Francis Suarez says it's about your relationships. And it's not about those individuals so much as I'm curious in the analysis of Ron DeSantis of why not yet is connecting.
Well, I think, did you just see the news today about the record fundraising haul we've had? Nobody's been able to match that in the history of modern presidential politics. So we've got a huge amount of support to be able to take the case to the people. We really...
Okay. Now let me rewind because I muted it for a second by mistake. When he's talking about the fundraising haul, listen to this.
About those individuals so much is I'm curious in the analysis of Ron DeSantis of why not yet is connecting.
Well, I think, did you just see the news today about the record fundraising haul we've had? Nobody's been able to match that in the history of modern presidential politics. So we've got a huge amount of support to be able to take the case to the people. We really haven't started that yet.
Okay. So have you seen the record amount of fundraising that no one has been able to do? Now, this is a story that I exposed about his fundraising some time ago, but there's an update. So let me pull up the update. So he says, oh, yeah, I'm low in the polls, but have you looked at my fundraising, right? And there's a story in the Daily Mail today out of England, which, you know, liberal, you know, redcoats over there. And here's their headline to back up this thing that Ron DeSantis said. Ron DeSantis outpaces Trump in fundraising, bringing in $20 million. One day after ex-president campaign reveals he raised $35 million in 3 months, and you know, so record amount, $20 million. You know, so the record. DeSantis broke the record. Well, let's go. That's in Daily Mail. That's DeSantis on Fox yesterday, and Mediaite, which hates Trump. Mediaite hate Trump like the plague. I mean, they hate Trump. So anyone who hates Trump wants to prop up DeSantis, right? Mediaite has a story that came out yesterday afternoon. More than half of Ron DeSantis' fundraising was transferred from his own re-election PAC. A big chunk of the money came from pre-existing gubernatorial campaign cash. Okay, now this is what's going on here. Ron DeSantis lied on Fox News. What a way to lie. You're a traitor. You're a liar. You lied to us. You lied to Trump. And now you're lying to everybody else about you. So, yeah, I'm down in the polls. I'm in the teens. I'm not ready. But did you see my fundraising? I just made a record haul. I made a world record. They transferred money from his gubernatorial campaign that was left over to his presidential campaign, okay? That money in the governor's campaign chest was before we knew he was fake MAGA. So, yeah. So people all over the country, and certainly a lot of Floridians, donated a boatload of cash to Ron DeSantis because we thought he was MAGA, thought he was Trump. And he's taken that Trump MAGA donation money, put it in his presidential campaign, and that's all money he raised before he blew his cover and before the and he's claiming that he's so popular today that he just broke a world record in American campaign fundraising for a presidential campaign. It is a complete lie. In fact, if you went to those donors, how many of them would want their money back now? How many people would want their money back and actually demand a refund because they donated to a different person than the one we have now? This is like a massive misrepresentation of the whole story and the whole issue. Now, let me go back to this. I know we're late for the break, but I want to finish with this. So let me see what he says after that. I don't know if Kane here on Fox knows what I know and called him on that, but listen, here we go. Here's the rest of it.
Of why not yet is connecting.
Well, I think, did you just see the news today about the record fundraising haul we've had? Nobody.
Okay, now see, now he's implying that, oh no, the polls are, but the people are just sending boatloads. It's a lie. You're a liar, Ron DeSantis.
Able to match that in the history of modern presidential politics. So we've got a huge amount of support to be able to take the case to the people. We really haven't started that yet. We're in the process of building out a great organization, and I think we're going to be on the ground in all these early states. It is a 3 yards in a cloud of dust type situation. That's what we're going to be doing.
Right.
But look, at the end of the day, nobody has stood up for hardworking Americans more than I have over these last 5 years and delivered the level of results that I have. That's going to be a great story to tell, because if we did it in Florida, we absolutely can do it as president. That'll mean the border, the invasion stops.
Mm-hmm.
It'll mean the economy's restored. And it's going to mean that woke ideology ends up in the dustbin of history.
One more on this path to the presidency, if I might, Governor. You said it's about beating Joe Biden, and I think that's ultimately the real question. But in order to get to that fight, you have to beat Donald Trump.
Yeah, and you can't do that, you lie. So we'll take our break, and I want to hear your thoughts. Is he a liar? Should he refund that money to the donors that donated to his gubernatorial campaign because they thought he was with Trump, they thought he was MAGA? Our number's toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631, or am I being too hard on Ron DeSantis? We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-CANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
You know, a good home security system has a bajillion parts. You got your motion sensor.
Oh, man. What do you guys think? Yes or no? Should Ron DeSantis refund his gubernatorial campaign cash? Yes or no? I say yes. Yes. Yeah. What a snake. Oh, man. Oh. Yeah, what a liar. Just a liar. Absolutely. Oh, my goodness. You know what? You guys know UK Neil. He's in the chat sometimes. He got in touch with me yesterday. He's coming to Florida, And he's actually staying in a hotel not too far from where I live. UK Neil, you guys know UK Neil. So I told Neil there's an English pub right down the street from the hotel. So I told him we'll go to the English pub, we'll have a couple pints of Guinness, and then I'm going to take him to Mar-a-Lago. Sounds like a pretty cool thing, huh? I've never met UK Neil. Oh, there he is, right there. Hey, Neil. Yeah, I messaged you back on Truth and Twitter. I didn't know you were in there already. Yeah, it'll be cool. Yeah, there's an English pub where all the local Brits go. I go there all the time. I'm like the only American, right? And so yeah, I've been going there for years. So we'll go there, and then we'll go to Mar-a-Lago, and I'll make a YouTube video. I'll make a vlog of the whole event. But we got to start at the pub and maybe end up at the pub. There may be another pub in up by Mar-a-Lago. I know there is. I don't know if it's Irish or English pub. It doesn't matter. Anywhere there's beer, I'm going, as long as they're not serving Bud Light. But I love Guinness. Yeah, see if it tastes the same, Guinness, that's just like, we'll have Guinness for like lunch or breakfast. And then oh, man.
And Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
All right, welcome. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Callers on hold, stand by. And again, it is open phones. You are not limited to the issues I bring up, but I think I brought up a pretty good one so far. Got a huge update I'm going to get to in a little bit on the cocaine found at the White House. Big update on that. And I'm very excited. I'm savoring that story. I'm loving that story. That's the story that keeps on giving. All right, now, I made the announcement yesterday. We have a big update on our 5th annual listener cruise. Every year we take a MAGA cruise. This is the 5th. It would have been the 6th if it wasn't for the shutdowns and lockdowns. But this is an exciting one. We're going to the ABC Islands, Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao, and we leave April 27th. And if you missed yesterday's announcement, this is a really good one. We were booked on the Celebrity Reflection, which is a very nice ship, but it's an older ship. It's not the brand new one. And Celebrity Cruise Lines, who, of course, we do all of our cruises with, they changed our ship. The date's the same, the destinations are the same, but they put us on the Celebrity Beyond, which is the newest ship in the Celebrity fleet. In fact, the Celebrity Beyond is the most expensive ship in the world, expensive cruise ship in the world. I mean, you might have some military things that are more. It is the most expensive cruise ship on the seas right now on the planet Earth. And it's very exciting. The Celebrity Beyond. I took a tour of the Celebrity Beyond, and on the outside it looks like the ship we went on last time, but on the inside it's a lot different, and it's absolutely amazing, and I'm very excited. So you go on YouTube, look up Celebrity Beyond. It's the newest ship. The summer sales event in Celebrity continues. Call in our travel agent at Cruise and Travel Depot, 561-244-5779. 561-244-5779 and join us. We're going to have a grand old time. All right, let's go to the phones. 1-888-GO-CANE-1. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jeff from Maine, Brian.
Hey, Jeff. Oh, my goodness. Ron DeSantis, we busted him.
Crock. What a bunch of crock that is. Him raising more money than Trump. And I say, even if he did, where's his poll numbers? And 2, have him do a rally the same day Trump does in Florida and see who shows up. This guy's a clown. He's talking out his butt because his head knows better. There's no way he raised more money than Trump. And if he's lying, I I'll say this: why doesn't he show where his money's coming from? Because Trump's comes from we the people.
Well, the money, like I said, he transferred over half of the money in his campaign stash from his gubernatorial campaign, which people donated when we thought he was MAGA. That's Trump money. He transferred his Trump money to his presidential campaign. So that was money people donated to him when they thought he was with Trump and thought he was MAGA. And he had it left over after he won re-election, and he's implying that he's got all this popular support because of this money. Now, that's, to me, that's a lie of omission, which is a lie.
Yes, that's a good point. If he did that, isn't that easily traceable?
It's widely reported. I just read it in the news. Yeah, it's being reported. You have to dig for it, but it's being reported. I had this story actually a couple weeks ago, but now it's getting more widely known, and he's a liar, Ron DeSantis. And let me tell you, I consider this a scandal. I consider this a campaign finance scandal.
Yep. I got a good last name for him, DeSantis liar, one word, because that guy is going to, there's no way he's even risen in the poll. In fact, he's fallen further back, and to say that he's popular because he's getting money and then half-truthing where he got it, that's just going to implode his campaign faster.
Do you know that in some polls, Ron DeSantis is only 14 points ahead of you, Jeff, in the president's race?
I bet you I'd get a few votes here.
Yeah. All right, Jeff. Take care. Thanks for the call. Oh, man, it's not looking good. And Ron DeSantis, his name lends itself. Have you heard some of these names? I love them. There's Ron Jeb Santis. That's a good one. Ron DeSoros. That's another good one. There's just, his name just lends itself to mockery, and it's well-deserved. All right, now I went very long in that first segment because I wanted to get through that stuff. So this segment is very short, and I apologize, but if I do not take this break on time, we'll have a traffic jam of commercial breaks moving forward. So my apologies for having the breaks so close together, but we'll be on schedule for the rest of the program, I promise. If you're on hold, hang in there. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. My name is Brian Craig. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465-2631. Back after this.
Making morning radio great again.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, Jeff's calls are always good. So, I want to just ask you guys something, okay? I'm not big into rules in the chat, all right? And I don't like to make rules, and I don't like blocking people or anything. But there's one thing I gotta ask, okay, of you guys. When there's trolls, and some of you may be guilty of this and not be a troll, but when there's trolls in a chat on a live stream, not just my live stream, but I watch a lot of live streams for all kinds of different things, not just politics, but I watch a lot of YouTube and live streams. What trolls do in a live stream, they have one goal in mind: to get you to leave the stream. And not just my stream, any stream you go to. And they do all kinds of things. They complain, oh, I can't hear, or you're out of focus, or buffering, and when these things aren't happening. Another thing what a troll wants people to do is leave the stream. Another thing trolls do that's a little less obvious is they'll put links to other channels and things in the chat to try to get you to click that link and check out another YouTube channel or another live stream, and things like that. And I would like to ask you guys not to do that, and there's a reason why, okay? And I know some people do that aren't trolls, but there's been some troll activity lately doing it. I just haven't said anything about it, but I figured I would. The reason they do that is, viewer retention is very important for YouTubers. Viewer retention is how long you're watching any video, not just mine or live streams, but even if it's like a 10-minute vlog, the more of that video, that live stream that you're watching, the more it helps the YouTuber, the more it helps us, because what it does, it tells that YouTube algorithm that you guys like the video so much, you're watching it so long, right? The more of the video you watch, the more the live stream you watch, the more our videos get recommended to people. It's called viewer retention. It's a very important thing, and trolls know that. So if they put in a link to another YouTube channel or another live stream, even if they're not on when I'm on, even if it's not a live stream, they know that some will click that link and go to that channel. And what that does, it messes up with our viewer retention. And it's a subtle way to try to hurt a channel. So I'd like to ask guys, don't do that. Don't put links or other channels or other links in the chat. I know I do sometimes, but that's okay, because it's I'm promoting things and such. But I'm just asking you guys not to do that. Okay? It's a big and if you watch other live streams, not just mine, you see that all the time. The trolls know about viewer retention, and they're trying to get you to leave the video. It's so. And you guys that are mods, we have a private mod group where I can communicate with the moderators. Yesterday I made a video about this to the mods. I left a message in the mods group, so if you mods check that out, you'll see. No, I'm not talking about Rome. When I'm doing a commercial, she'll put a link in there for one of the sponsors. When I'm doing a commercial. When I'm doing a commercial for somebody, that's different. When I'm doing a promotion for somebody, that's different. Because I'm promoting them. Oh. Boy, oh boy. If you're on hold, hang in there. I'm going to take some calls when we get back. Yeah, trolls are really pathetic. I mean, I cannot imagine trolling channels and websites. I mean, my goodness. All right.
46 years on the...
All right, welcome back. 33 minutes after the hour. It is Friday. Open phones, open MAGA Mike Friday. I've exposed DeSantis in a big lie on Fox News Channel. And I'm going to go to the phones. Got a huge update on the cocaine found at the White House. I'm going to get to in a little bit. But let's take some of these calls. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
You talking to me, bud?
Sounds like you.
Yeah, hey, this is just a nobody calling from Texas. So I got a message from Ron DeSantis. His little poll that they're doing online. I took screenshots of the questions.
Okay.
And I'll read them to you if you got a few.
Well, we'll see. I'll hear the first couple questions. If it's interesting, we'll continue.
Okay, sounds good. Let me get to the first one. So So the first one says, thinking about the upcoming Republican primary election for president, how likely is it that you will vote? I put definitely going to vote. And as you may know, in your state, a voter may choose to vote Republican or Democrat primary. I put Republican. Thinking about the Republican primary election, if the options were Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis, who are you voting for? Donald Trump. And then it says, thinking about the primary election, if the election were held today, who would you vote for? Donald Trump.
Oh, boy.
Thinking about the Republican primary election for president, if the election were held today, from who would you vote for as a second choice? Donald Trump.
I like that. That's good. Yeah, you write him in.
And it just goes down, and it's
That's awesome. You answered all the questions correctly. You are MAGA.
oh yeah, you got to. You got to stand with Trump 100%. I mean, look what he's done, and look what he's still doing. You know, but yeah, no, and there's more questions, but yeah, I mean.
Well, that poll, that DeSantis poll, my guess is, because you're in Texas, that's Bush country. The Bush family run the Texas Republican Party. And what they're doing is they're gauging on whether or not they're going to dump this liar, loser, Benedict Arnold traitor or not. And that's an internal poll that the campaign is doing, would be my guess, to find out if they're going to drop him or not. And the people that are backing Ron DeSantis are about to drop him off at the curb.
Yes, sir, 100%. I mean, and which they need to. You know, it's just like here's another question that they ask you. Governor Ron DeSantis protects the Second Amendment. DeSantis supports concealed carry across America, protecting Americans' constitutional right to bear arms. That has no impact for me to vote for him. And then the other one says it brings up the Disney stuff, which has no impact. He lost that.
Yes.
No, he lost that case. And then he brings up the illegal immigration, which has no impact. Who started all that? Donald Trump. And then he also brings up Governor Ron DeSantis signs the bill to punish child rapists with the death penalty. DeSantis will do whatever it takes to protect our children. That has no impact, because who started that? Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
The questions that they're asking, it just goes back to the MAGA movement.
Yeah.
The ultra MAGA movement.
Yeah. What he's doing is he's taking all of Trump's positions, trying to make them his own.
Yes, 100%. I agree. All right, but I'll let you continue.
All right. Well, take care, man. Yeah, we're big in Texas. We have a lot of listeners in Texas. Maybe we'll do an appearance one day in Texas. I don't know. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, good morning. This is Rick.
Hey, Richie the bus driver. What's up, Richie?
I waited since the 4th of July night.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Yeah. But
He's going to make me regret open phones on Friday right now, probably. But go ahead.
I hope I don't. What did you think about the Supreme Court affirmative action vote? What did you think of that?
Oh, I think it's good.
The reason I think is because you should get in not on your skin color, but on your merit. It has nothing to do with skin color in this country anymore. We're in 2023. I also, this is where I'm going to go here. I think it's time to end Black History Month, because Black history is American history. It should be taught 365 days a year in schools. It shouldn't be devoted a month, because it creates hostility.
Well, the reason, okay, now the thing with, Black History Month, an entire month of Black history, and if you notice they picked the shortest month of the year, February, for Black History Month. Many people think there may not be enough to fill a regular month, so they picked the shortest month of the year. Every 4 years there's an extra day, but the thing about Black history and education started really kind of in the 80s. I remember when it was new in school. I was in middle school, and it was in the 80s when they started doing the Black education thing separately. I don't know how old Black History Month itself is, but the Black History Month that we're talking about was celebrated in the 80s when it started. At that time, the history books that we were learning didn't have a lot of things integrated in them. They were written, many of them, prior or during the Civil Rights Movement. So here we are, 40 years past that, and all of the history books have all of that integrated. And I would say we need to do away with a lot of things, right? Like the Black Miss Universe or Miss USA or Miss Black, all that, BET, all these racially segregated things. I'll tell you another thing that needs to end. They don't like to say what they are. They use a name, the HBCs, historically black colleges. These racially segregated colleges for blacks. They do have white students in on affirmative action quotas, and that's true, by the way. But historical black colleges, those days are over. We don't need that anymore. Come on.
We're on the same page here. That, in other words, we're all one country now. We're colorless. We have people from all over the world, different races and religions and everything else. This is the United States of America.
But I'll tell you, did you write down a list or something? Because it sounds like you're reading today, Richie.
No, because I've had this for 3 days bothering me. Let me get to the point. We just got over this Pride Month. I mean, we celebrated a whole month of sexuality where we had 2 flags at the White House.
You said that 2 flags with an L. You said. Okay, all right. I want everybody to understand. He said flags with an L. Okay, I want people. Okay.
At NBC studio in New York, we had, instead of the flags of the world, we had all the gays. I mean, this is all about. So that should be eliminated. And here we go. I watched the 4th of July thing. Were you home on the 4th of July?
I went to bed before the fireworks.
Watched NBC, okay, and I was so proud to see all these people from different colors holding their children, different colors and races, American flags flying. I felt, and they played the national anthem, and the hair on my arm stood up. I said, "This is great." The theme was basically Motown. I loved Motown. Okay, I mean they did the lady that just passed away, Tina Turner. They did a lot of her songs.
Are you talking about this story today where the singer said "Home of the Slave"? Is that?
Oh, I'm talking about right after the national anthem. They said, "God bless America. America the beautiful, and let our voices be heard lifted." They did the Black national anthem.
Oh yeah.
Turned the volume off, and I was so aggravated because we're not. To me, this is the celebration of the United States, not the Black United States, not the white United States, the United States. And this crap with this two national anthems, and they do it on the birthday of this country. It's disgusting, and it ticked me off. You have no idea how I just was furious over that.
Yeah.
Put that on there.
Yeah, I forgot what's the Black national anthem again? I forgot the name of the song.
Let our voices.
Let our voices be heard. Let our voices be heard, or sing, or yeah.
And they did that right after God Bless America. I mean, come on already. It's enough.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but this is the reason that it is this way. The left maintain power by dividing groups of people. What's been going on in France? France is going under the biggest attack since the Nazis invaded in 1940. And what you have going on in France with Muslims is what we have with blacks in this country. The leftists in France have isolated and not integrated the Muslims into their country. They feel slighted and owed and abused, so they're rising up. And this is what the left do. And the left, no matter where they are in the world, only maintain power when they divide groups against one another. That's how they stay in power.
Hey, you know the guy that calls you up from New York, the black gentleman that calls you up from New York?
Mm-hmm.
I don't agree with him. You don't agree with him, but he's as much American as I am, and I respect the fact that he has an opinion and he is an American. But he's no better than me, and I'm not any better than he is. But we have to become united and stop the garbage already.
Mm-hmm.
All out.
Yeah. All right, take care. Thanks for the call. All right, we'll take our break. When we come back, we'll get back to the calls. Much more to talk about. If you're on hold, hang in there. And again, it is open phones on Friday. 888-GO-CANE1's the number. 888-465-2631. Back after this.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
Hey, it's You're right on time.
We're the movers who care. We can handle all your move and packing needs across town or across the country.
Don't forget, we offer climate-controlled storage.
I'm so glad you're here. My last movers caused me a lot of grief. Now I can relax.
We move people forward. Find us
Oh,
at
guys.
amidst.com.
Yeah, I'm going to get into the updates on the cocaine at the White House story too, which is really, really a good one.
To have instant access to a healthcare advocate at the touch of a button. Would that make life easier for you? You can with I Will Advocates. I Will Advocates will help you set up doctor's appointments, help with your pharmacy, even deal with your pharmacist to make sure that you have your prescriptions. They'll help you find a doctor, including a specialist. If you've been billed improperly by a doctor's office or a hospital, they can help you with that too. They'll even be your advocate when you're in the hospital to make sure you get the care you need and the care you deserve. And that's just the beginning of what they do. I Will Advocates takes care of all Steve Kane's healthcare issues too, and they can do the same for you. I Will Advocate clients are family, and they go to bat for their family when you need them the most. Call Debbie at I Will Advocates right now. Toll free 1-877-275-2326. 1-877-275-2326. 1-877-275-2326.
Hi, it's Kate from Will For You. It goes without saying that the summer is here, and so is the Summer Sizzler sale here at Will For You. Select a stylish Kerosene carpet, a luxury waterproof vinyl or laminate, or a sturdy engineered wood, and cash in our deep summer discounts. It's our tradition to support our year-round residents with lots of great bargains on America's premier flooring brand, Kerosene. Summertime is busy with pools, beach, barbecues, and outdoor sports. So if your family is anything like mine, pool, food, toys, sand, all end up in the house. So you need a floor that will perform. You need Kerosene. These great waterproof floors are on sale, only at Will For You. Luxury vinyl plank as low as $2.99 a square foot. Our awesome selection of stylish, high-performance carpets on sale at 20% off. So for best service, prompt installation, and by far the best sales, visit Will For You in Jupiter at alternate A1A and Stewart on Federal Highway and just south of Walmart, and Will Floor, the letter U, FLA.com.
This is Lori Kane. When people go to the dentist, they think of the pain, but the biggest pain is the cost. Not with Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental Care. The dental work is painless, and the prices are painless too. 954-922-4633. 954-922-4633. That's 954-922-4633. BrightonDentalCare.com.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
All right, welcome back, one and all. Yes, I saw in the local news last night here in Palm Beach that they're predicting like a lot of hurricanes this year, which, oh my goodness. I know, and so many people are new to Florida. Hurricanes are serious business. I'm going to talk, of course, about Tom Laporta and Laporta Contracting, who will never sell you a roof you do not need. And if you just need a simple repair, they'll take care of that for you. If you got a wet spot on your ceiling, you have a leak in your roof. You got a leak in your roof, that means you got a loose shingle, you got a loose tile, whatever your roofing material is, because Tom Laporta works with all types of roofs. You've got a loose something up there, and that's what that hurricane wind is looking for, that entryway into your house to tear your house apart, and that happens. I know people that have lost their homes, lost their roofs. You got to take care of those leaks. You know, Steve had his whole house basically rebuilt by Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting. That's how we met Tom Laporta. And Steve had a wet spot on his ceiling, which means you got a leak in your roof, and he ignored it. You know what happened? That spot, there was a second spot, a third spot, a fourth spot. Next thing, he had a spot here, spot there, spot everywhere. A wet spot on the ceiling. And it not only needed an entire new roof, he probably would have just needed a simple repair if he would have called Tom Laporta when he saw that first wet spot on the ceiling. But not only did he need a new roof, 40% of the drywall in Steve's home was filled with deadly black mold and had to be replaced. Also, termites. Oh my goodness, you know, that moisture from the leak is a breeding ground for termites. So the termites were eating his home. He had to get that taken care of. And there were a lot of other problems too, because he ignored what probably would have been just a simple repair. Tom Laporta covers the entire state of Florida, okay? Both the east and west coast of Florida and everywhere in between. I'm going to give you his number And even if you don't have a roof problem right now, write this number down, put it on your refrigerator, because if we get a storm here in Florida, a hurricane, or even a tropical storm, and you have damage, call Tom Laporta. This number, by the way, rings directly to Tom Laporta's cell phone, 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602, and online, LaportaContracting.com. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Mike from Louisiana.
Hey, Mike, what's up?
You know, this liar, this DeSantis liar that claims that he has to do accounting tricks to claim he has, record fundraising, right? I mean, look at Trump. Every time they do something to Trump, the arrests, the court appearances, the raid at Mar-a-Lago. After each of these events, what happens? Trump organically had record fundraising days, right? After each one of those events, right?
Yeah.
So, and that happened organically, not with accounting tricks.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And, the fact that Ron DeSantis is well aware that the money came from his, half of it came from his gubernatorial campaign. So he, in my opinion, in that interview on Fox News, he knowingly lied about something he didn't even need to lie about. He lied to get, hey, listen, he's backed by the Bush family. The Bush family are the ones that lied about weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. And I don't know how many people in the Middle East and of the United States and our allies, how many people died because of their lies about WMDs?
A lot. I mean,
Maybe millions. I don't know. I mean, if you consider both sides and all these other things that have happened, I'm glad that he outed himself, because if he would have kept his mouth shut and been patient, we wouldn't have known what Ron DeSantis is all about. And in 2028, he would have been our nominee. Now we're on to him.
Right. Now, one thing I got to say, I listened to your podcast, I believe it was on Wednesday, or Tuesday or Wednesday, when you first talked about the thing and the cocaine thing at the White House with Hunter now.
Yeah, I did a special report on the 4th of July on the cocaine in the White House story, yeah.
Right, and my thing is, look at that picture you had with Hunter. With Hunter, he looks bad. That picture looks worse than a picture you would take at like the DMV. That's how bad he looks. I mean, of course, you kind of expect that because he's an addict and he's deep into his addiction, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, he is. His whole life. I thought it was interesting, though, and this came up in the White House press briefing with not Jean-Pierre, but they had a guy filling in for her yesterday who was asked about a reporter about this. When President Trump said the Secret Service and everyone knows the cocaine was either Hunter's or Joe's, and White House press spokesperson, not Jean-Pierre, a guy, was asked about that very specifically and wouldn't deny it. And, the thing about, I mentioned this to Steve at the end of yesterday's show, when President Trump posted on Truth Social, everyone knows that the cocaine found in the White House was either Hunter's or Joe's. That's not something Trump just made up. President Trump is in the know, right? He's around people, and has for many years now, since he was president already once, that are connected. And he is the first mainstream person to mention Joe Biden doing cocaine. And there has been speculation the last 2 years that cocaine may be what wakes him up for press conferences. And I don't know, but for President Trump to say that means that he knows. President Trump just doesn't say stuff. When he says stuff, you can take it as factual information.
We've always asked. I mean, when he goes back to Delaware and then for one of his many vacations, and he comes back and he seems to be better and he seems to be more with it, and we always ask what they've been giving him.
That's right.
That way.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Hey, appreciate the call, Mike, in Louisiana. All right, so Marjorie Taylor Greene has been removed from the Freedom Caucus in Congress, and and I'll tell you why they're saying it, that they did it, but the Freedom Caucus, I don't really have a lot of respect for them. They used to be the Tea Party, and they dropped the Tea Party and called themselves the Freedom Caucus. And I'm here to tell you that when it comes to people in government, anytime they say liberty, freedom, they're doing just the opposite. They're taking your liberties and freedoms away. I don't trust anyone in the federal government that talks about freedom or liberty. Like the Patriot Act, that's another one. Anytime they're doing the opposite. So I've been suspect of the Freedom Caucus for a long time. Now, a week or so ago, there was some footage on the floor of the House of Representatives of an argument between Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert. And we didn't get to hear it, but they brought in the lip readers for this one. And it's been reported, and it has not been denied by Marjorie Taylor Greene. She called Lauren Boebert a witch, but she didn't use the W, witch with a B, all right? She called her the B word, witch with a B. And the Freedom Caucus, they're saying that they removed her because she called her the B word, and also that she supported Kevin McCarthy with the debt ceiling increase, okay? This is a reality, and those of you in the audience who are ladies, I'd like to hear if you agree or disagree with this. It's been I don't mind working with, I've worked with women and had women, female bosses and everything else, nothing wrong with that. However, most times that I've been in a workplace with women don't work well together. Women do not get along well together in the workplace if they're working closely together, in my experience. And this is just the way it is. And there's all kinds of reasons why. One of the reasons for that is, now this isn't scientific, this is just my observation. Women that are in the workplace are accustomed to working with men, right? Because most workplaces are men, and unless you're working like in a strip club or Hooters or something. But most workplaces are mainly men with women there. And men are gentlemen, okay? And men are polite and gentlemanly and defer to women. And, if a woman's speaking, they don't tell you, they open the door, all that stuff. But women don't, when they're dealing with other women, they don't, and they're working closely together. I mean closely together, right? They're accustomed to people deferring to them, listening to them, opening doors, not talking, not interrupting. And when you got two women together, they don't do that. And men do a lot of it in relationships. Men do a lot of when you're a marriage, I've been married. This year will be my 27th wedding anniversary, and met my wife was a listener to the program. That's how we met. She hated me on the air for a long time, and then But anyway, we've 27 years this year, and people that are married for a long time, there's a lot of rules that if you apply to your marriage, you'll have a long-lasting marriage. But one thing is, there's a lot of compromise going on in a marriage. You got to compromise. Some people don't. My wife and I don't like the same foods all the time. So, we compromise. She'll eat somewhere she doesn't like because I like it, vice versa, things like that. But when you've got two women together in a workplace, there's not as much compromise going on. And so Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene, it doesn't surprise me that she called her the B word. That's so what? They're going to take her out of the Freedom Caucus for that? And Boebert should be the first one standing up against that. And the fact that I haven't heard Lauren Boebert yet, now if she hasn't, I missed it, let me know, but I haven't seen Lauren Boebert stand up for Marjorie Taylor Greene yet, which maybe the word was an appropriate word to describe her if she hasn't stood up for her, okay? Because I'm a little disappointed in Lauren Boebert. Now, I love Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm not as big of a fan as Lauren Boebert. Lauren Boebert did something that just really, I thought was so weird, okay? I saw her speak about a year and a half ago. It was either CPAC or Turning Point. I can't remember which one it was. And Lauren Boebert does this. She's got this thing. She thinks she's hot, and looks really sexy if when she's walking away, she looks back at you over her left shoulder. And I don't know, she did an ad where she did this. She looks over her left shoulder. She thinks she looks like... So I watched her give this speech. It was either Turning Point or CPAC. I can't remember which. And after she gave the speech, she did this mic drop. She walked off, and then she looked back, and I thought, oh my God, is she in love with herself or what to be doing this pose? That's the kind of crap that AOC pulls. But if Lauren Boebert doesn't stand up for Marjorie Taylor Greene over this, I'm not going to, drop Boebert, but I like Marjorie Taylor Greene a lot more. I'm going to say that Marjorie Taylor Greene was probably right using that word to describe her, unless Boebert stands up for Marjorie Taylor Greene. Very high-profile story going on. All right, 1 hour down, 2 to go. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian. Back after this.
WWNN Pompano Beach, W. Meyer, KB.
Oh, my goodness. That's okay. You don't have to like her.
Broadcasting from the Rome studio. Injured recently? Call the Rome's Law Group, where winning is a habit. 561-570-5700. 561-570-5700. Rome's winning for you and our community. Your home for the Steve Kane Show.
Weather brought to you by Palm Beach Patio Furniture. Route 1 Seminole Plaza Shops, North Palm Beach. Palm Beach Patio Furniture. Voted in the best of the best patio store in Palm Beach County. PalmBeachPatioFurniture.com, where luxurious outdoor spaces are created.
And now, a True Oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel.
Okay, I'm going to get to the cocaine update when we get back. This is a good one. Oh, man, this is a good one. I love this one. At the bottom of the hour, I have to run down to my car, which is downstairs. And if I finish my coffee, because I got a big bottle of water down there. Marjorie Taylor Greene would win. She's in shape. I wouldn't get in a cage with Marjorie Taylor Greene. She'd kick my butt. She's in great shape. Works out with Marines. I saw Marjorie Taylor Greene and Brian from Right Side. They're a couple. I saw a picture of them on Instagram. He's ripped too. They work out together. He's built like Schwarzenegger in the 80s. Yeah, I like it, but they obviously weren't getting along too well. Did you guys, yes or no, do women not get along well in the workplace together? Is my description accurate on that? What do you guys think?
The white nationalists who gunned down 23 people at a Walmart in El Paso in 2019 will be sentenced today for 2 days.
Yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene and Brian from Right Side Broadcasting both left their marriages for each other. I know, that's not good.
Earlier this year, he's expected to be given 90 life sentences today. Prosecutors
90 life sentences, my goodness.
for death. Alex Stone, ABC News. For a fourth straight day on Thursday, the global average temperature hit a record 63 degrees. Armed
Yeah.
bandits stole a car from a dealership in Columbus, Ohio, then robbed a bank. One robber shot dead, one officer hospitalized, 2 robbers still on the loose. This is ABC News.
Women caddy, yeah. Yeah. And, men, they get rude with each other sometimes, call each other names, a-hole and all that stuff. That's just part of male bonding. Women, they don't understand. I remember once they were going to send a space shuttle up with an all-female crew. Oh my gosh. I thought that was like the worst idea ever. All-female crew. McCarthy is, that's all deals that Trump made. Marjorie Taylor Greene is Trump's direct representative. Anything she does is with the approval of President Trump. So they got a big picture thing going on. Oh, that new Ghostbusters was awful. There's a new Star Wars movie coming out. All right, here we go.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, we are back. Callers on hold, stand by. It is open phones on Friday. Open MAGA Mike Friday. Any and everything you have on your mind is fair game on Friday's show at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. That's 888-465-2631. You are not limited to the topics that Steve and I bring up on the program. Anything and everything on your mind is fair game. All right, let's take a call or two, and then I've got a major update on the cocaine found in the White House story. Can't wait to get to that. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Conservative Doug.
Oh, hey, Doug.
Man, I want to bring out another failure of, I call him Ron DeSantis. But first I got to mention, I told you there was a $20 billion surplus. That was for 1 year, so last year. We have $182 billion surplus in Florida, and yet there's homeless people.
Yeah, how about lifting the toll on the turnpike or something? At least give us back. I'd love that. You know, oh my goodness. You know how much money I spend on the turnpike every month? Oh my goodness.
Exactly one of the failures. You know, you see what he did? He took away all of the toll takers. And now only Floridians pay for the toll because the majority of people from out of state, we got a lot of people from out of state, that when they don't get a bill.
When the turnpike, let me tell you, this is how corrupt government is, okay? The Florida Turnpike tolls are always going up, and it's expensive. It's expensive. Now that it's electronic, you don't realize it as much. I remember the days where they gave you the ticket and you'd see how much it cost and you have to actually hand out money or change and things like that. Now it's all electronic with the SunPass and people don't realize. But when they built the turnpike, which is a toll road, if a lot of people said, we don't want a toll road in Florida. So what the government in Tallahassee said was, don't worry. We're building this turnpike, but once the construction of the turnpike is over and we recoup the money through the tolls, we're going to end the tolls, and there'll be no more tolls on the turnpike as when the construction is paid for through the tolls. Well, so what did the government do? Why do we still have tolls on the turnpike, even though they said when the construction was paid off through the tolls, they would stop it? Why do you think we still have tolls on the turnpike, Doug?
Well, according to what I heard, is that we have to pay.
No. If you drive on the turnpike, have you noticed the construction never ended? There's always construction on the turnpike. It's been ongoing ever since they finished it. Anytime you drive on the turnpike, it is always under nonstop construction. So that's how they justify the tolls. I'm serious. I mean, the government, they're all liars, snakes, and thieves. All we people are to the government are organisms who excrete money to give them to spend on stuff.
It really gets me annoyed is they spent all money putting in express lanes where tax dollars, and then they charge you to go on the express lane and make traffic worse for people who don't want to go on the express lane.
Oh my gosh, the express lanes, Steve's going to kill me talking about traffic, but I use the express lanes on 95 when I can, even though, it costs more depending on the time of day and all that stuff. But, the express lanes do exactly what you say. There's fewer lanes, so the other lanes are all backed up. The express lanes cause traffic jams. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Express lane, and I figured, I'm going to beat traffic coming out of Miami. The next thing you know, I'm dead stop, and the free lanes are going faster.
That's right. But listen, if we keep talking about traffic, this show's going to go the way of the Joyce Kaufman show. Everyone's going to fall asleep and everything else. But thanks for the call, Doug. All right, so let me get back to this. Hey, can't go a week without giving an opinion on that boring show. All right, so there's been a major update in the cocaine found in the White House story. And it's all over the place, but I'm going to share it from a liberal source. I love this. Andrea Mitchell at MSNBC. Andrea Mitchell That's right. Very liberal. And I'm sharing it from here because these are liberal Democrats who they've never been a Democrat they wouldn't make excuses for. And when we have stories exposing the left, you want to find liberal sources so the Democrats can't discount the source. There's no one more liberal than Andrea Mitchell. No cable news network more liberal than MSNBC. This is Andrea Mitchell reporting on the new developments in the cocaine found at the White House, and it's even worse. Listen, this is crazy.
And we have breaking news updating the Secret Service investigation into trying to figure out who left that small bag of cocaine at the White House. NBC News.
I know, I like how they keep saying a small bag of cocaine. Cocaine's very expensive. A small bag, I've heard dime bag used a lot in the news. I don't know about cocaine. I thought dime bag was a marijuana reference. Are there dime bags of cocaine? And how much money would that represent? $1,000? $10,000? I don't know. But dime bag, a small bag of cocaine is a lot of money, right? It's a lot of money. Anyway, let's get back to it. Andrea Mitchell.
Breaking news updating the Secret Service investigation into trying to figure out who left that small bag of cocaine at the White House. NBC News has now learned the bag was found in the West Wing on Sunday, will now be tested for DNA and fingerprints, and the investigation could be completed by Monday. Joining me now is NBC News senior White House correspondent Kayleigh O'Donnell.
Now, Kayleigh O'Donnell, this is now she's another liberal. So we got two liberals, NBC News, giving us the latest update.
The big change is where this was found. And it was found, by my observation, in a much more secure place, limited access place than that West Wing reception area. It's still a frequently trafficked place, but it's down near the Situation Room, right off West Executive, down below.
Okay, so the cocaine was found, according to Andrea Mitchell, near the Situation Room, where is supposed to be a secret, secure place where they discuss the biggest secrets of all involving military secrets. That's where the cocaine was found. So someone with access to the most highly secretive area of the White House had cocaine.
Normal people, average people who just can't get in there, even with the entry from the Northwest Gate.
Well, let me bring you up to date with the reporting that I have. What we have learned is that there are, in fact, two West Wing entrances. You know that, I know that, but for the benefit of our audience. And now the investigation has progressed, and so they're saying the West Executive entrance, which, as you noted, is closer to the Situation Room and closer to the Navy Mess, where there's the facilities for food and so forth. It is also next to West Executive Drive. That's where, for example, the Vice President's vehicle is parked.
Okay, now they're trying to lay this on Willie Brown's girlfriend, Kamala Harris. Now all of it, well, that's where the vice president parks. Oh my goodness.
It is a high traffic area, and by that I mean you do have people who work here in all kinds of jobs, not just political jobs, the military facilities, people who work for the operations of the White House, and they do have the tours that go through there if they are among the private tours with staffers as sort of a sponsored member. So very high traffic. The fact that it's close to the Situation Room is certainly notable. We had earlier been told that it was one level above and also a lobby area in the West Wing closer to where the Oval Office is. This is down below. The other important news is we had been told the investigation could take a couple of weeks. They're now revising that timeline and saying by Monday, perhaps even earlier, they anticipate having reviewed all the important material they need to review. DNA and fingerprinting testing has been going on. I'm told additional testing is happening today. And the key thing is that multiple officials are cautioning that it is unlikely and certainly possible that there would be a resolution to this, meaning forensic evidence found that could identify an individual. Scanning the video, doing the testing, but they are preparing us for a result that will be no conclusive evidence found. And
well, how can they do that? How can they, come on? How can this is the United States federal government outside the Situation Room, which is where they watch the bin Laden raid and any military action that in any of our lifetimes was run through there. How can they tell us before the investigation is over that it's going to have no conclusion to it? Isn't the investigation ongoing until like if there's a murder investigation and the local detectives, and it's been a week. Well, we've got no conclusion. It's been a week. That the results of our investigation are no conclusion? Or do you keep investigating until you have a conclusion? This cocaine was found in the most secret, high security, top secret place at the White House, the Situation Room. Okay? But how can they tell us the investigation will have no conclusion if it's ongoing? Aren't they still searching for answers and evidence? Or have they decided that there's going to be no conclusion before the investigation has even concluded?
Is still subject to change as the work continues, but that should give people a sense of where this is. They are looking at what's available. They're saying it's a very small bag, limited ability to...
Oh, a small bag of cocaine. Hey, listen, a small bag of cocaine, no problem at the Situation Room. No problem at all. It was a small... Why didn't they say it was a small bag of cocaine like a couple days ago? We wouldn't be talking about all this stuff if they would have just told us it was a small bag of cocaine.
Because as tests are done, whether it's DNA or fingerprinting or other scientific type processes in the lab, you further degrade that sample, making it harder to get information from it. And of course, they're scanning the videos. This was found in a cubby off of the lobby area of that pathway in. And as you know, often security cameras and so forth are getting the big wide areas. And an official said a camera would have had to have been trained in on the cubbies and be able to see from the right angle an individual dropping that packet. So expectations are being lowered about an eventual conclusion here that would lead to an identity and then even the potential for prosecution.
Don't you love this? So the federal investigators investigating the cocaine outside the most secretive area maybe in our nation, the Situation Room, the federal investigators, before the investigation is complete, have said the sample, we've contaminated it, we've handled it too much, there'll be no conclusion, no suspects. How can they even say that? Now, I want to throw one thing out. If you're on hold, stand by, then we'll break. This story and others keep highlighting the fact that the cocaine was found near where Kamala Harris parks a car. Are they trying to lay this on Kamala? Are they using this to get rid of Kamala? Are they trying to lay the cocaine on Kamala? Willie Brown's girlfriend. Oh, my goodness. All right, our number 1-888-GO-CANE-1. Call us on hold. Stand by. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-CANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
These people are sick.
Can't keep pests at bay. That's where RAID comes in. For 60 years, RAID scientists have worked to protect people around the world with trusted research, ingredients, testing standards, and product efficacy. RAID seeks to create a better future for all, especially the ones you love most. RAID, protection for all.
Hey, good morning, Brian. It's Lisa, and my husband and I received our My Pillow 2.0 that we ordered with Kane.
It is a reflection of our moment and our time, right? And present culture is the way we express how we're feeling about the moment. And we should always find times to express how we feel about the moment that is a reflection of joy, because, you know, it comes in the morning.
1-800-716-4879. Promo code KANE. Middleman Eye, your trusted eye practice for cataract surgery. Listen to this Google review.
I just had my cataract surgery, and Dr. Middleman did an outstanding job. I was extremely nearsighted my entire life, but the new trifocal panoptic lenses he inserted allow me to see more clearly than ever, and no more glasses or contacts.
Middleman Eye, 2 locations in Jupiter Gardens and West Palm Beach. Call 561-500-EYES. Online at middlemaneye.com. Call or text the Middleman Eye Center today at 561-500-2020 to make an appointment in West Palm Beach or Jupiter. Have you put off buying new tires because you thought they were too expensive? Find friendly prices.
So express the way we feel.
New and used tires. New tires as low as $70 a tire.
Oh, my goodness. What do you guys think? Yes or no? Are they trying to blame the cocaine on Kamala?
Harrison Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
All righty, we're back. Callers on hold. Hang in there. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. I want to tell you guys about the MyPillow 2.0, Mike Lindell's latest invention. The MyPillow 2.0 has the same patented fill inside as the MyPillow that started it all, but the cover is made out of this cooling technology. And let me tell you, last night I had the MyPillow 2.0, and oh, what a difference it made. You know, the temperature yesterday here in Florida was, oh man, it was hot. It was in the high 90s, and the heat index was, what, 109 degrees? And yeah, I went out to Lowe's yesterday, and I was picked up some stuff. I was gonna do some work at the house. Forget about it. It was too hot. You know, you got to work at night now. And in bed last night, my wife and I, of course, sleep on the MyPillow 2.0s, and we got ours when we got back from the cruise in February. They're great. But we not only had the MyPillow 2.0s, we had a couple of the regular pillows. And last night, I rolled over and I grabbed the regular pillow, not the MyPillow 2.0, and moved my head from the MyPillow 2.0 with cooling technology to the regular pillow, and I could tell instantly. Woke me up a little bit because it was hot compared to the MyPillow 2.0, which was the perfect temperature. You sleep like Goldilocks. The MyPillow 2.0, your head, your face will never get hot again at night. You'll never flip the pillow over again looking for the cool side. And then these hot summer months, it's a life changer. You'll get the best night's sleep you've ever had. All right, the MyPillow 2.0 is buy one, get one free when you use our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E at MyPillow.com. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879, 1-800-716-4879, promo code KANE. And remember, you can take advantage of all the specials at MyPillow.com with our promo code KANE. K-A-N-E at checkout, not just the ones I talk about. All right, so if you're on hold, hang in there. So, one quick clip. So now the new reporting today is the cocaine was found near where Kamala parks a car. So remember I told you when we were talking about this a couple days ago that anytime I watch ID and they got a murder suspect in the interrogation room who's guilty, almost every guilty person tries to give the police another suspect. Well, you know, this one guy was texting her, and, you know, she was, didn't listen that she was married, and all this. You know what I'm talking about? And what I've seen from the White House with this cocaine story is they've been trying to give us different suspects other than Joe or Hunter all week long. And now they're trying to give us the cocaine was found next to where Kamala Harris parks. Oh, well, yeah. So now they want a new vice. You know who they would replace her with, I think? Mayor Pete. I'm serious. So anyway, now there's a thing about Kamala going around. She's at this Essence conference. And the women ask her, it's a black event, they ask her to define culture, because at Essence, all they care about is culture. That's their whole identity, culture. That and food, if you've seen the women who are questioning her. They seem to enjoy food a lot. But anyway, so they asked Kamala Harris to define culture, and here's her response. Define culture, Madam Vice President Willie Brown's girlfriend.
Well, I think culture is it is a reflection of our moment and our time, right? And present culture is the way we express how we're feeling about the moment. And we should always find times to express how we feel about the moment that is a reflection of joy, because it comes in the morning.
Oh my goodness, there comes the cackle.
We have to find ways to also express the way we feel about the moment in terms of just having language and a connection to how people are experiencing life.
Okay, so yeah, another one of these, they call them word salads of Kamala's. So, you know, they're obviously trying to lay the cocaine on Kamala, and now this clip, she sounds like she's on cocaine. I mean, she's just out of it. So anyway, let's go to the phones. 1-888-GO-KANE-1's our number. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, Dave, Newmarket, Virginia.
Hey, Dave, what's up?
Well, I'm thinking They already have fingerprints of everybody that goes into that part of the White House. And you know that bag had fingerprints all over it. I think they already know who it was.
Yeah, and I think they say it's near the naval. We can discount the sailors. They don't make enough money to afford the powdered cocaine.
Yeah, yeah. I think they already know, and the reason I'm bringing it out is because we all know who it was.
Exactly.
Be the son of the president. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Virginia. Thank you. All right, take care. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, it's Jeff from Coral Springs.
Hey, what's up?
The thing that's interesting about this is, as you listen to the press, they try to talk about things like really stupidly. Like Kamala Harris doesn't drive her own car. Like, they're like really trying to, they know who did this.
Yeah.
And I think they're trying, like you said, throw her under the bus. And that just shows how racist these Democrats are. And I thought they were going to try to throw this on John, the spokesperson, or somebody like.
Oh, Kirby? You thought they were going to blame Kirby?
No, Jean-Pierre, the Haitian chick is.
Jean-Pierre. Karine Jean-Pierre, yes.
Pierre. And I thought they would play it on somebody like that, or.
Well, so you think, you agree with me, they're trying to lay it on Kamala?
Yeah, of course. Like talking about where she parks her car. She doesn't park her car. She parks a limo.
Exactly. Yeah, they found the cocaine right next to where Kamala Harris's car parked. Oh my goodness.
Maybe they couldn't get a good fingerprint off it because there's so many people that use coke in that group.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I love how it's changed. I love a caller that knows they got no more material. Some of our callers don't know. Some callers are out of material before I even say hello to them. Now, we're going to take our break for the bottom of the hour. When we get back, we'll get into more of this. And, of course, I've got other stories to comment on. And, again, it is open phones on Friday. Open MAGA Mike Friday at 888-GO-CANE-1. My name is Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. Back after this.
Making morning radio great again. I think you're going to really love it. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right. Oh, man. This is awesome stuff, guys. All right. Let's see.
Yeah, he has utilized her time and again. You remember when he...
David, how much of an awkward spot does this put Speaker Kevin McCarthy in? Because, Greene has obviously become a key ally of his.
Yes, yeah, he has utilized her time and again. You remember when he rolled out his midterm agenda, he had her positioned directly in the shot behind him to show.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, guys. And so much to cover. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. And everyone, please like the video. That helps so much. I'm just going over some things. I'm going to take some more calls, but I'm just going over some articles that I'm going to talk about coming up. You know, my show prep, I post almost all my show prep. Any articles I read, I tweet them so that I don't forget, so I can go through and see the articles I've read. So all my show prep is my Twitter feed.
Only go to any lab test now of Boca at any lab test now of Coral Springs. Any lab test now of Boca is in the Sandalwood Plaza.
Well, this thing about the fire department saying the library, what I'm wondering is, did they move the cocaine from the Situation Room area to the library? You understand what I mean? Did they move it? Because that's such a highly classified, protected area. That's one of the most protected areas in the federal government.
Have you been at Chowderheads in Jupiter? If you're looking for the best seafood, flown in fresh from Boston, then you have to try Chowderheads. They have weekend summer specials.
What? Oh, yes, there it is.
Fries, only $15.95. Saturday's special is prime rib served with mashed potatoes and haricot vert for $34.95. Enjoy bottomless mimosas on Sunday for only $19. And savor the chef's unique brunch specials. Chowderheads is open 7 days a week and located in the Driftwood Plaza on South US Highway 1 in Jupiter. For reservations,
We'll be back soon. Let's start bottom of the hour break. Sometimes during the breaks, guys, I don't talk because I'm resting my mouth. You know, between the radio show, between my podcast and all the videos and live streams I do during the week, my jaw right now is like sore, like tired from talking so much this week. So during the breaks, a lot of times I'm not talking because I'm resting my voice or my jaw cheeks are sore. Oh, my jaws are like sore. I don't talk as much as you might think when I'm not on the air because I talk so much, you know, I'm resting. Here we go.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating 46 years.
All right. My name is Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Let's go to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
PJ from Broward.
Hey, PJ. What's up?
Yeah, I'm just wondering what happened to the White House library. I mean, that's where the audio of the initial recording from the hazmat scene definitely identified it as being in the White House library.
Well, I think it was found by the White House people at the Situation Room, and they moved it to the library. They tampered with evidence.
Really?
That's my guess. That's my guess. Because Andrea Mitchell isn't into reporting negative things about Democrat presidents. So she said that the cocaine was found outside the Situation Room, the most secretive part of the federal government, and the fire department said the library.
Yeah, but wouldn't the camera show them carrying it from one location to another?
Yeah, of course. The Situation Room is the most top secret part of the White House, right? And it's one of the most top secret parts of the federal places in the federal government. And there's no way that they don't have every centimeter from every angle covered with cameras, high definition, 4K, 5K.
Okay, so let's say the perp turns out to be who everybody already thinks it is. What does that do to his sweetheart deal that he just got?
Everybody keeps saying that the drugs would invalidate his deal, but I don't know if that's part of the deal or not. I don't know. I don't know, PJ. So what do you think's happened here? I love how the Secret Service is saying that their investigation will conclude that that they don't have anybody. I don't know how they can do that during an investigation. Aren't they interviewing witnesses and reviewing footage? I mean, they're just, well, it's Monday. If we don't have anything, that's it. Come on.
Yeah, that's what they wrote. I mean, Politico was like Twitter, they found it. And, I've never heard of an investigation where they say, oh, I'm sorry, we have all these surveillance cameras watching every square inch in a building, but I don't think we'll be able to find who the perp is even on camera.
Yeah.
So it's ridiculous. It's, I don't know. It just, remember back in the Vietnam War, they were talking about credibility gap. This is getting to be credibility gap on steroids.
Yeah. What was that other, the crisis of credibility and all those things? Yeah, exactly. All right, PJ, good to hear from you. Okay, now I'll tell you, I was talking to Mike, the board op, this morning. My daughter, just to give you an idea about cameras, my daughter has gotten one of these new, I don't know exactly what they're called, but these projectors that people get now instead of televisions. And you can hook it up to like Apple TV or your computer or your phone or your iPad, and you can project on a wall or a screen as opposed to having a TV. And my daughter was showing me this last night in her apartment in California, and we were FaceTiming, and she pulled up my YouTube live stream from yesterday and projected it on her wall, and not even on the screen, just on her wall, and it was like 100 inches. And I was telling Mike, I could see him perfectly behind me in the live stream, like in real size and time and everything else. I could, and it projects in 4K. I could almost read the computer screen behind me. It was so good. And that's just this projector that my daughter ordered off of Amazon during Prime Week, You're telling me that at the White House, they don't have cameras that could nail this down? Okay, now this next story, Ron DeSantis is a real snake, okay? Real snake, and he's getting snippy. We were talking in the first couple of segments about this lie he shared. But he's pulled another stunt. I talked about this on my podcast last night, but I want to bring it up here too. This is really sleaze stuff they're doing here, okay? In my opinion, the way the polls are, Donald Trump is running unopposed in the Republican primary. When his closest opponent is like 50, 60 points behind, right? Even double digits behind in Florida, Ron DeSantis, President Trump is running virtually unopposed. Now, the Republican Party of Florida, a lot of people don't know this because it's been a long time. Jeb Bush is the party boss of the Republican Party of Florida. He was our governor for 8 years. He was elected along, what was he? Was it 98? He was elected. I believe 98 is when he won his first term. And Jeb Bush was very connected in Republican Party politics for many years before he was governor. And many of the people that are in the most senior level positions in the Florida Republican Party are Bush family loyalists. So while Mar-a-Lago is in Florida and President Trump obviously has a lot of influence, the infrastructure of the Florida Republican Party is controlled by the Bush family. And the Bush family are really low-life, scummy people. There's no doubt about that. I mean, they're in with the Cheneys. And you've seen Liz Cheney, right? So they've pulled something to try to, I've been telling you that their whole strategy is to find an excuse not to have President Trump on primary ballots so that he can't get the nomination. Listen to this. The Republican Party of Florida is in charge of the primary process, okay? This is in the Hill yesterday. President Trump and Ron DeSantis, as well as other Republican candidates running in the 2024 Republican primary in Florida, will have to sign a pledge to support the eventual GOP nominee in order to get on the primary ballot in Florida. Okay? So what that means is they want Donald Trump and everybody else running, this goes for Christie and Pence and all of them, to sign a pledge that they will support, back, and endorse whoever the Republican nominee is. Now, they think that President Trump will not sign this pledge. And they're going to, everything these never-Trumpers do is always a scheme. They're always scheming, right? They think he will not sign the pledge. I believe he will. I think he will sign the pledge. Why would he's going to be the nominee? Why would he not? Exactly. They're always running a racket. They tried this in 2016, not with this endorsement thing, but with the party platform. They wanted him to sign a pledge to support the Republican Party platform. For some reason, they thought he wouldn't sign it. I don't know why they thought that, and what did he do? He signed it, right? Yeah, of course. So I believe President Trump will sign this pledge agreeing to back whoever the Republican nominee eventually is. Why wouldn't he? But they don't think that he will. I predict that he will. What do you guys think? Do you think he should sign that pledge? I think he should. Sadly, since the party control, and it really shows you how stupid the Bush family are. They really are stupid. You know, what it is, it's the Trump derangement. They're so consumed with hate of President Trump that they don't see him clearly. They don't understand him, okay? But why would he not sign the pledge? I think he will. He's going to be the nominee. So, yeah, he'll endorse himself. I'll endorse him. You know, and by the way, signing such a pledge doesn't mean you have to come out and endorse the person they get. Do you really think Chris Christie and Mike Pence and all these jerks are going to sign this, and DeSantis? When Trump gets the nomination, do you think all these other jerks, Pence, Christie, and DeSantis, are going to come out and support President Trump? Of course not. They're going to be out there. They're going to be on CNN and Fox and MSNBC telling you to vote Democrat is what they're going to be doing, and not Trump during the whole process once he has the nomination. Okay? So I think he should sign it. What's the point of not signing it, right? If he doesn't sign it, they have the ability to keep him off the Florida primary ballot. And they're always scheming. So I think it's a smart move for him to sign it. I believe he will sign it. And I think that most of you would agree with that if you think about it clearly. But anyway, I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. It's 1-888-GO-CANE-1. Now, it is Friday, and that means tomorrow is Saturday. And I want to tell you guys, if you're suffering with pain, what are you doing? Go see Dr. Appleton. He's my chiropractor, and he'll be your chiropractic physician too. And speak to him about his laser away pain treatment. Dr. Appleton is open on Saturdays. That's why I make a big deal about today being Friday and tomorrow being Saturday. So if you're too busy during the week, you can go in on Saturday. And even on Saturdays, appointments are not necessary and walk-ins are welcome always at Dr. Appleton. And the reason Dr. Appleton does that, he knows that when you're suffering with pain, you need help, you need relief, you need it now. Right? Now, always with the laser away pain treatment, there are no injections, no surgery, no downtime, and no drugs. You hear me go through the list of pains. It works on so many different kinds of pains. He's rid me of pain multiple times. It's changed my life. And every time he's treating me for pain, not only has he rid me of pain, the pain is not returned. It is not returned. It's amazing. Call Dr. Appleton. Make sure you tell him you heard about him on the radio so you can take advantage of the no-charge consultation. Online, you can find him at AppletonChiro.com. AppletonChiro.com. Or give him a call, 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. That's 954-973-0710. All right, we'll take our last break of the second hour and be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
Good morning, Attorney Barry Siegel. Good morning, how are you? Good, what do you have? You know, all of us here who have been in South Florida for a long time, you know, we're seeing so many people that moved here from out of state. The whole pandemic caused a lot of people to move here. And so what we are seeing in our offices at the Siegel Law Group is we're seeing a ton of people come in who are getting their estate planning changed through Florida estate planning documents, Florida Trust, Florida Powers of Attorney, Florida Healthcare documents, because even if they had done their estate planning in the past, in New Jersey, New York, Massachusetts, whatever state they may have came from, if they are planning to be Florida residents, then they should have Florida estate planning documents that meet with the Florida laws. And so it's very important for anyone who has not yet had their estate plan reviewed and updated that's here from out of state to make sure that they make that a priority so that they and their family have proper estate planning for their new states that they live in.
That's right, and it is always a free consultation with the Siegel Law Group when you mention that you heard Attorney Barry Siegel on the radio, and no matter where you're located in Florida, Attorney Barry Siegel and the Siegel Law Group can help you. Find them online at siegellawgroup.com or give them a call toll-free, 855-FLA-3782, 855-FLA-3782. Attorney Barry Siegel, we'll talk next week.
Okay, have a great weekend.
All right.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
All right, welcome back. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. And remember, Friday is open phones. Any and everything you have on your mind is fair game on Friday. You are not limited to the topics that Steve and I bring up. And we call it Open MAGA Mike Friday. Open MAGA Mike Friday. And our number is toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631. 1-888-465-2631. Steve joining us. Hey, Steve, how you doing?
Good morning.
Is the Shiva call over for the dog? Oh, my goodness. I'm not laughing, Steve. I'm not laughing. You think I'm making fun? No. I talked about this on the air yesterday. And I'll just repeat it because I think it can help save some lives here. In the Kane household, they have an 8-month-old puppy drowned in the swimming pool a couple of days ago. That's why Steve was not with us yesterday. And let me tell you, if my dog drowned in the pool 2 days ago, I would probably not be here today. I'd be off for a few days. It's a big deal, and it's god-awful. And, that's why pool fences, I know you have a pool fence, Steve, but the gate was open, sadly. Pool fences save lives of children and dogs, and it's god-awful what you're going through. Oh, my goodness.
Maybe of all the animals that we have, because we're an animal-intensive home, this dog was the sweetest dog we've ever had. And I just...
Oh, it's awful.
But he would be the last one I would give up if I had any choice.
Oh yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible when you lose a dog. When you have to put them down, it's so tough. But when you put a dog down, as difficult as it is, you've got a lot. The dog is old. They're sick. There's issues. In this instance, you have an 8-month-old French bulldog puppy, and it's a little baby with the perfect health. You know what I think? I was thinking about this, and I think what might have happened, Steve, with the puppy, because somehow it got outside, the gate was open to the pool fence.
We can figure, I think the pool guy left the fence open.
Oh, great. Nice guy. Get a new pool guy. I bet you what happened is, it's been so hot that the puppy went in, reached into the pool to get a drink of water and fell in. That's probably what happened. Have you got a new dog yet to replace that one? Oh. Well, you have other dogs.
But not like this.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. All right, guys. We'll go to the phones. 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning. You're on the air. Oh, did we not hit that? All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Pompano.
Hey, Pompano, what's up?
Hey, this is Todd calling from Pompano. What's going on with the Hunter Biden cocaine thing?
Well, I've been covering it all week, including today. Have you been listening this week? Well, I know. You've got a lot on your mind. You got more important things. Well, the latest update is the cocaine was found outside of the Situation Room at the White House, which is the most secretive, highly guarded part of the White House and one of the most secretive, well-guarded areas of the federal government. And it looks like they're trying to blame Kamala for this because the news... Well, they say the cocaine was found right next to where Kamala Harris parks her car at the White House.
come on.
That's I'm telling you, I played. I played the clip. MSNBC reported that. Andrea Mitchell.
I fell asleep last night as I was waiting for the curtain to descend. The last I heard was they didn't plan on finding anybody.
Yeah, the investigators have announced that even though the investigation is not concluded, it will end with no suspects and no arrest.
The point they were making it, the last I heard, was that anyway.
Yeah, it's bad. Well, I'm going to play the... Hey, caller, thanks for the call. I played this earlier. I will not take offense that you all were not listening earlier, and I know you got a lot... There's grieving going on at the Kane household, so you get an excuse, Steve. But I'll play this this audio. This is Andrea Mitchell from MSNBC with the latest updates on the cocaine story at the White House yesterday. And I share this because MSNBC is liberal, and they're the ones that are setting the stage to lay the cocaine on Kamala Harris. Listen.
And we have breaking news updating the Secret Service investigation into trying to figure out who left that small bag of cocaine at the White House. NBC News.
Now, again, I got to highlight this. A small bag of cocaine, like that makes it okay. Aren't most bags of cocaine, unless you're El Chapo, small because it's so expensive and potent? I've never heard of like users having big bags of cocaine. I know. I don't get it.
The bag was found in the West Wing on Sunday. Will now be tested for DNA and fingerprints, and the investigation could be completed by Monday. Joining me now is NBC News senior White House correspondent Kayleigh O'Donnell. But Kayleigh, the big change is where this was found. It was found, by my observation, in a much more secure place, limited access place than that West Wing reception area. It's still a frequently trafficked place, but it's down near the Situation Room, right off West Executive, down below. And normal people, average people just can't get in there, even with the entry from the Northwest Gate.
Well, let me bring you up to date with the reporting that I have. What we have learned is that there are, in fact, 2 West Wing entrances. You know that, I know that, but for the benefit of our audience. And now the investigation has progressed, and so they're saying the West Executive entrance, which, as you noted, is closer to the Situation Room and closer to the Navy Mess, where there's the facilities for food and so forth. It is also next to West Executive Drive. That's where, for example, the Vice President's vehicle is parked.
Okay, now there's more. So next to the Situation Room, near where the Vice President Kamala Harris parks her car. And let me tell you the importance of this, okay? There's a lot going on here. And I've been covering this all week long like nobody else in this country. I've been all over this cocaine in the White House story. I may be the leading expert on the story so far as people in media, because I've been covering it all. Okay, so as I was saying, I'm not a detective, I'm not law enforcement, but I watch a lot of true crime on television. I always have. I love true crime. It's fascinating to me. And anytime they got a guilty person, okay? Anytime there's a guilty person, all right, inside of an interrogation room, like they got a killer, guy killed his wife, right, for example. What guilty people do when they're talking to the cops is try to give the authorities another suspect to take the blame off of them, okay? And every step of the way at the White House, I've seen them try to blame others. The Situation Room next to where Kamala parks her car, I was saying to you guys on the 5th of July, Wednesday, that I believe that this is a deep state operation, that this story got out. Not that they planted the cocaine. I think there's probably cocaine quite regularly around the White House. It looks like Hunter lives there now, pretty much, okay? And they've been trying to get Biden to drop out of the race. That's why this bribery with the bank account stuff came out, all right? They need to get rid of both Biden and Kamala. They want to plug somebody else in, whether it's Newsom or someone else. They want to plug somebody else, but they can't pass over the first black female vice president for the nomination without ticking people off. I think they're trying to blame the coke on her to get rid of her. But anyway, let me play the rest of this. This is Andrea Mitchell. The cocaine was found in the most classified, secretive, secure area of the White House outside the Situation Room.
However, it is a high traffic area, and by that I mean you do have people who work here in all kinds of jobs, not just political jobs, the military facilities, people who work for the operations of the White House, and they do have the tours that go through there if they are among the private tours with staffers as sort of a sponsored member. So very high traffic. The fact that it's close to the Situation Room is certainly notable.
Okay, now the Situation Room is where they do all the military planning. You've seen it, like you saw it at the Bin Laden raid and stuff. Very secretive area that the cocaine was found, which means it was somebody high up in the administration that had the cocaine. And Steve, what I think's happened here is this, okay? Remember, the fire department, the hazmat team said it was in the library at the White House, in the residence. Now we're getting this update that it's near the Situation Room. I think it was found at the Situation Room area, and the White House staff moved it to the library because they didn't want it in such a high secure area. I think that's what happened. There's a major cover-up going on here. I think they moved the evidence. They moved the criminal, the illegal cocaine. They moved it to the library from the Situation Room. There was a cover-up going on from the beginning.
We had earlier been told that it was one level above and also a lobby area in the West Wing, closer to where the Oval Office is. This is down below. The other important news is we had been told the investigation could take a couple of weeks. They're now revising that timeline and saying by Monday, perhaps even earlier, they anticipate having reviewed all the important material they need to review. DNA and fingerprinting testing has been going on. I'm told additional testing is happening today. And the key thing is that multiple officials are cautioning that it is unlikely and certainly possible that there would be a resolution to this, meaning forensic evidence found that could identify an individual. Scanning the video, doing the testing, but they are preparing us for a result that will be no conclusive evidence found.
Okay, now before an investigation is over, Steve, how can they determine that no evidence or conclusion will be found? Isn't the purpose of the investigation to come to a conclusion? It is BS, isn't it?
We hit the key point in this. We hit on the very first day right before we went off the air. And that is that whatever, wherever in this area they found it, they have no intention of turning it over, and they're setting us up for another one of these phony excuse games.
Yeah.
Everything that, and we said it just before we went off the air, we hit the main point. Everything in this area is on tape. It's that simple. You don't have to go much further than that. They can get a tape of any square inch of that they want to. I haven't heard anybody else make or emphasize that point, but that's the most important point right there.
Yeah, exactly. And now that we know that it was found outside the Situation Room, it is in the highest secure area of the White House, because that's where the most classified talks are going on involving military operations around the world. So this is insane. The idea that there's no evidence, video or anything, is insane.
I mean, I hate to say this, but this is small potatoes next to what we're about to be subjected to when they tell us that they don't plan on answering any questions and they don't plan on giving all the information the House requires.
Yeah.
It's investigation, because they're not going to do it. If you read between those...
Yeah, that's right.
Basically told you that.
Yeah, that's right. And you got us with Coke, so what? If you can't get us with the Coke, you're going to get us with that? You know, these are criminally insane people running the White House. Biden has faced no consequences during his entire half-a-century life of crime.
See, this is where we get into that little gray area of speculation. The next move will be ours. They're going to tell us they have no intention of cooperating. I don't know how long it's going to take them to be that direct about it. Then the question is, the move after that is ours. What are we going to do? Are we going to just sit there and say, well, I guess we're screwed?
Yeah. Now, listen, if you're on hold, stand by. We're coming up on the top of the hour break, so we'll take our break for the top of the hour, come back with your calls, and our phones are open on anything you want to talk about today, because it's open phones always on Friday, Open MAGA Mike Friday. You're not limited to what we're talking about, but we got big crimes being done by the first family here, and they're in major cover-up mode, even in the media. All right, our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631. It's the Steve Kane Show. Steve is here. I'm Brian. We'll be back right after this.
WWNN Pompano Beach, WIRK HD3 Indiantown. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Broadcasting from the Robes Studio. Injured recently? Call the Robes Law Group, where winning is a habit. 561-570-5700. 561-570-5700. Robes, winning for you and our community. Your home for the Steve Kane Show.
Weather brought to you by Palm Beach Patio Furniture. Route 1 Seminole Plaza Shops, North Palm Beach. Palm Beach Patio Furniture. Voted in the best of the best patio stores.
Oh, my goodness.
PalmBeachPatioFurniture.com, where luxurious outdoor spaces are created.
And now, a true oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
In the Palm Beaches, the major expressways are still crash-free this morning, and volumes are moving up to speed. We're starting to see some light buildups now on 95 heading northbound from Bluefield Beach and Boca. Also, light traffic on Southern Boulevard eastbound coming out of the Acreage. In West Palm, we do have quite a few incidents on the road right now. We have a vehicle fire on Okeechobee Boulevard and Australian Avenue, a crash on Lakeview Avenue and Olive Avenue, also another crash on Haverhill Road at Wallace Road, and also we have a structure fire with several units on scene on Village Boulevard at Cumberland Drive. This report is sponsored by Discover. Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right, everything you've earned double. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all double. Seriously, though, you can check it out for yourself at discover.com/match. That's Traffic on Chris Barr.
Traffic, a service of Palm Beach Kennel Club. Come out to the poker room in PBKC, open daily for cash games, daily high hands, mega fantasy jackpots, and big money tournaments like the $100,000 guaranteed multi-flight tournament coming up.
Guys, I am 10 subscribers away from 66,000 subs. 10 away from 66,000 subs. So if you're not subscribed, please sub to the channel. And everyone, make sure you are subbed. Maybe you think you're subbed and you're not. Oh my goodness, I'd love to hit that 66,000 during the stream. Oh my god, I know. Well, thank you all for your support of the channel. I mean, that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. Thank you, everyone that supports the channel, that's subscribed. There's over 1,100 people in the live stream. There is no way you're all subscribed to the channel. Oh, thank you for those that just subbed. Thank you so much. We're getting there. Thank you, guys. We're now just 7 away from 66,000 subscribers. Oh my goodness. How exciting.
Sensors, glass break detectors, camera lenses, signal relays, but none of that really matters if you don't have one important piece, a human being. That's right, a real human being. When a Sloman's home security
I am starving now. I am so hungry right now.
People that live there, they listen and learn. That's how they come up with the best solution to keep you safe. Yeah, you can buy all those fancy gadgets yourself, but what good are they without the humans behind the technology? Sloman's believes in their people so much, they give you the technology for free. So, not only do you get a human security advisor, you get a customized home security system with professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. The system includes LED touchscreen pad, a motion detector, 3 armed doors, and backup battery. But most importantly, the people who stand behind it. So call Sloman's at 1-833-283-5050. That's 1-833-283-5050. elements. The difference is human.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve King Show with Brian Craig.
All right, we're back. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. The phones are ringing. Yep.
Is this.
Yeah.
We reached the dead end, which we're going to, because I think everybody knows what happened now. I mean, I think it's fairly obvious that the thing was fixed.
Are we talking about the we're talking about the cocaine or the bribery? Mm. Yeah.
What's the end game here? What do we do in the end? The end is going to come to us. They're going to say no. They can't. They have to say no, because to say yes is going to put them in legal jeopardy. It's very clear that both the Secretary of State is in on this, and who?
The Attorney General. Yeah, and don't forget the President. Well, this is what needs to happen. Okay, the Republic. If you're on hold, stand by. We're going to go to the phone just in a second. Just let me get this answer Steve's question. The Republicans need to televise the whistleblower's testimony. The whistleblower not do a closed door session. Well, if they have the whistleblower live on TV asking them questions, then that'll have some legs and people will be like, oh my good, I can't believe. If it's behind closed doors in secret, it won't have much impact.
After they turn it down, I don't think that they're going to let them get away.
Well, let's take some of these calls. People have been holding for a while. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian, good morning. My name's Rico. I'm calling from Greenwich, Connecticut.
Hey, Rico.
Hello, Steve. How are you? Listen, just to get off this cocaine, I think it's just a big diversion. It's not going anywhere. More important, I think you're talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene. I used to like her, but I can't stand Kevin McCarthy, and she's backing him. That bill never...
Okay, a couple things here. I'll comment on the first thing. The cocaine is a very important story because President Trump leaked something out yesterday that he says everyone knows it's either Hunter's or Joe's. That means President Trump knows or has been told that Joe does cocaine before they speak. And that's not a distraction. If the President of the United States is taking powdered cocaine, that's a big deal. Now, the thing about Marjorie Taylor Greene... Well, if that's it, listen. If your standard are Democrats going to jail, then you might as well stay in Connecticut and not watch the news. Democrats don't go to jail. I didn't say you were a Democrat. I didn't say you're a Democrat. Lighten up, Francis. I didn't say you're a Democrat. I said if your standard is a Democrat has to go to jail, you might as well not follow the news or politics. Oh, well, let's just get... Democrats never... No, it's not a diversion. Oh, I'm getting so... I almost had to dump myself. I'm getting so mad at this caller. Now, back to Marjorie Taylor Greene. Let me explain. Marjorie Taylor Greene. When the Speaker House votes were happening, remember we had like 12 votes, and she was backing McCarthy? I was getting really pissed off at Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm like, why is she backing the Judas of Mar-a-Lago, Kevin McCarthy? I was really ticked at her. I was talking about it on the air the whole time. And then her phone rings. She holds it up. It was President Trump. And we found out that she is Trump's direct representative. And Trump said, okay, tell Matt Gaetz and the rest to vote for McCarthy. Kevin McCarthy is a figurehead. Kevin McCarthy is the puppet of President Trump. Marjorie Taylor Greene is President Trump's direct representative in the House of Representatives. And if you read The Art of the Deal, and everyone should read it at least once in their life, in business, Donald Trump is always making compromises. He made a deal with Kevin McCarthy to do what, we're not exactly sure what, but he made a deal. And so don't worry about her and Kevin McCarthy. She's with Trump, not Kevin McCarthy. Kevin McCarthy is Trump's puppet.
Can I just ask you a question? Because you're smarter than me in this politics. Why? The first thing they said, and this is what really annoys me, spending the money on Ukraine, and number two, 87,000 IRS agents. First thing he said, we're getting rid of those. Nobody held his feet to the fire. There was no reason to pass that bill. This country wasn't shutting down. You know it, and I know it.
Listen, Donald Trump, no, it's short-sighted. Okay, I'm not disagreeing with you on those issues. President Trump has a big picture thing going on here, and that's getting back in the White House for his second term, okay? And he's making deals and compromises, and all that BS in the deal will be gone if he comes back. You got to make concessions to win the big picture.
Listen, I like what you just said. You're telling me he can stop those deals?
Of course, the Congress can change. Yes, they can pass new legislation with Trump. Absolutely.
Bill, $600 in your checking account in a year.
Yeah, I know. It is, but it's not going to happen. Trump will stop it. All right. I did not call you a Democrat. I wouldn't do that. Oh my goodness.
I love Trump like you do.
No, yeah, okay. All right, have fun in Connecticut. All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
You're on it.
Yes, caller. I heard me in the background. You're on the air.
Yeah, Jay from Jersey.
Yes, Jay.
Hey, Jay, what's up?
Hey, how you doing, Steve? Earlier today, you and racist Richie was talking about how Black History Month and all the different things shouldn't exist. See, that's what I tried to tell you about why I feel that you're a racist sometimes. You don't know what a black person goes through or knows about their history or anything else. So for you to say that it doesn't need to exist anymore because you don't practice, or you might practice at doing it, you don't have to go through what society puts black...
Okay, all right. Well, listen. Tell us what society has put you through this week as a black man in America that Steve and I, as white men in America, have not gone through.
Excuse me? I didn't...
Yeah, you heard the question, but I'll repeat it again to buy you some time to think of an answer. Tell us what you have experienced this week as a black man in America because you're black that Steve and I have not experienced because we're white men in America.
I'm not going to answer it your way. I'm going to answer it my way, and don't cut me off. And I'm not going to go just for this week because this week nothing happened.
Okay, well, what about the week before this? What about the week before?
Shut up.
Oh, sore spot, Steve.
Black person can go through in America, walking into certain stores, walking past a white person that doesn't want a black person in their area.
Okay, so when was the last time you walked into a store that didn't want black people in it, and tell us what happened?
I'm not talking about walking in the store with the black...
You said the store.
A white person in the store. When you walk past some white people, they want to pull their kids away, like you're going to try to take one of them little kids or something. You've never experienced that.
So you're telling me that you've recently walked into a store and people thought you were going to kidnap the children inside?
You ever experienced that?
Experienced what?
What I just said.
Well, yeah, this is... Steve, I tell you, this guy asks great questions. When I was in ninth grade... Since you asked, A black man tried to abduct me off the street and kidnap me. I've told this story on the air before. Not for a long time. And no, I've told this story years ago, and I've told it more than once. I was skipping school in 9th grade, which I don't know if I was 14 or 15, and I was walking down Davie Boulevard in Fort Lauderdale, and a black man in a pickup kept circling around, and he said, I'm going to get you, I'm going to get you. He kept circling around. We didn't have cell phones back then, okay? And I got away and hid in a store, and he kept driving around for about 30 minutes looking for me. Now, this isn't a racial thing with you, but what people keep their kids close when there are men around that they don't know. And not everything that happens to you happens because you're black. Maybe you're just a jerk, like telling me to shut up a minute ago. Maybe you can't. Well, because that's not how gentlemen act. No. Are you kidding me? We're 2 minutes late for the break. That's not what I said. I said Black History Month began in the 80s at a time when the history books that we had in schools and such were written before the Civil Rights Movement. And I said today, in 2023, our history books include all such things. All American history, including things involving African Americans, are included now. They weren't included in the past. So I said we don't need a separate month because our history books and curriculum have been updated to include all Americans regardless of skin color.
A white man that don't feel that we should have it. A white man who has whatever he wants. Don't get discriminated.
Whatever I want.
Don't need to have a month just because blacks were treated so bad. We have to take a month out to...
When is the last time you were treated badly because you're black?
Ask me stupid questions.
Well, you're saying that blacks are treated differently and in bad ways because they're black, and you know,
have all this racial tension.
Because you, let me tell you why we have racial tension. Because of people like you. See, you're a bum. I don't know too much about you. I don't want to know much more. But you're a bum, and as opposed to taking responsibility for being a bum, you want to blame white people. That, you know, I don't work, I don't have this, I don't have that, because it's race, as opposed to saying you've made a lot of bad choices in life.
You're a racist. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why. Because your daughter will never know what it is to know what a black person is supposed to feel or feels like. She'll never know that because you raised her to be a racist as a black person.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Well, you did.
Mm-hmm.
You did. And at the same time, you can't speak for a black person being a white man. You can't speak for us.
Notice I called you a bum and a loser several times, and you didn't even disagree with that. I didn't even hear you contest that.
But I can't say it on the air. You're a jerk, you're a racist, and you're a peanut head, and you're a...
peanut head, oh my Lord.
Yes, he is. He's a peanut head. He lies all the time. All the time. And you dumb racists listen to him like he's telling the truth. Just like he told y'all there was a great big bag of cocaine, and then it was a little dime bag of cocaine. What about that lie?
I didn't lie about the cocaine at the White House. The story throughout the week, excuse me, I never said there was a big bag, a kilo of coke, but the story has developed all week, and we are talking about things as we know them right now. Yes.
Things you make up things.
So they didn't find cocaine at the White House? Jean-Pierre says they did.
It wasn't a sandwich bag like you said.
That's what they said. They said there was a baggie of cocaine. Now they're saying it's a small bag.
They said it was a small bag from the beginning, but you lied.
Listen. There's no such thing as a small bag of cocaine. Powdered cocaine is in small doses. It's very expensive and very potent, okay? So a little bag of cocaine is really a lot of an illegal drug.
I don't care. I don't do drugs, so I don't care about it. But you lie all the time, and these people don't even...
See, disagreeing with you is not lying. And if I'm mistaken about something, which I am on occasion, that doesn't mean I'm lying. It just means I was mistaken. So far as the cocaine story, as Steve said, the story has been evolving all week, and we're talking about breaking news that is developing, and we get new developments And we have a White House that's been lying, so their story has changed throughout the week.
We are saying that it's the vice president, the president, or his son. Nobody knows who the cocaine was. But you already have told your people who's the three people you say that cocaine belongs to.
Mm-hmm. Well, when there's cocaine found in the White House, the first person I look to is the cocaine addict. Listen, we're late for the break. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
The 8th annual Delray Beach Summer Green Market is back again. This open-air farmers market starts on June 3rd and continues to July 29th on Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Located on the corner of Swinton Avenue and East Atlantic on the front lawn of the Old School Square. Shop with South Florida's premier farmers, bakers, small batch culinary food artisans, and witness local chefs showing off their cooking demonstrations. The Green Market is open rain or shine, pet-friendly, and has free parking. The Green Market is a licensed SNAP provider, so you can shop with eligible SNAP vendors. Double your SNAP benefits at the Green Market with fresh access bucks, dollar-for-dollar match. You SNAP, we match. This is a program of the Delray Beach Community Redevelopment Agency. See you on Saturday.
This is Steve Kane. I want to tell you about my favorite restaurant in all of South Florida, Wings Plus in Coral Springs. Wings just the way you like them. Plump, tender, and delicious, crispy on the outside.
I looked up peanut head. I Googled what a peanut head is because he keeps calling me a peanut head. I'm going to read it when we get back.
Wings Plus, located in Coral Springs, a mile west of University on the south side of Sample Road.
Ethnic for my open chart concepts. Attention firefighters, members of the military, and airport workers. For decades, first responders and firefighters at military bases and airports used a chemical-based foam to fight fires. Studies have shown that chemicals used to make aqueous film-forming foam, or AFFF, are highly toxic to humans and have been associated with several types of cancer. If you or someone you know was exposed to AFFF and were diagnosed with any of these cancers, including kidney, bladder, prostate, pancreatic, lymphoma, leukemia, testicular, and neuroendocrine, then you should call us immediately because you may be entitled to significant cash compensation. Call us at 800-261-4885. Our experienced attorneys will fight to get you the compensation you deserve, and you pay nothing unless we get a recovery in your favor. Time is limited to file a claim, so call us now at 800-261-4885. Operators are standing by 24/7, so don't wait. 800-261-4885. That's 800-261-4885. Again, 800-261-4885.
I talked about that in detail earlier in the show.
Come see us at Lighthouse Medical Center. We have non-surgical solutions that include rehab and injections that can prevent you from having to have surgery or prolong the surgery. We've been in practice for 75 years in South Florida. You don't have to live with pain any longer. 754-222-6642. That's 754-222-6642.
How would you like to lose weight, look better, and feel better about yourself? Brian Craig here with a great new message from Elegant Youth. Their new semi-glutide treatment burns fat, boosts energy levels, suppresses appetite, balances blood sugar, and promotes rapid weight loss. Elegant Youth is in the Sandalwood Plaza, right next to any lab test now of Boca. Give them a call right now. 561-717-8081. 561-717-8081. Online at elegantYouthBoca.com.
Now, Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, Harrison Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.
All right, Steve and Brian back here, the only one opening on our board. Okay, Jay from Jersey kept calling me peanut head, Steve, and I didn't know what that meant, so I looked it up during the break. I got the definition here, okay? Now, Mr. Peanut's pretty cool. He dances, he wears cool clothes, he's got that cane, you know, Mr. Peanut. Okay, I looked this up, I Googled it, and the definition came out in the Urban Dictionary. Peanut head, a stupid, supposedly derogatory remark said by usually a black person. This insult is one to make fun of the shape of a person's head. For example, yo, peanut head. Okay, so there you go. So that's the Urban Dictionary definition. But I wish I was as cool as Mr. Peanut. All right, let's go, Steve. Only one opening on the board. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, this is George from Boca. How you doing, guys?
All right.
How are you?
Hey, I'm cool. Hey, listen, I am so darn upset with this guy who kept calling you talking about black and racist and all of that. I don't know how you give this person time and space to vent all those stupidity and big troll coming from a disgruntled Democrat slave. I really don't understand.
Oh, I think it's very constructive. I think talking to these lunatics allows, most conservatives don't talk to Democrats very often, and to hear what they're like unhinged is instructive. But you know why Jay from Jersey gets upset? You know why he gets upset, caller? See, Steve and I, Steve has 3 black children. I have a black daughter. We have interracial families. So skin color doesn't mean anything to us. And the reason that Jay gets upset is when he calls us is the only time white people talk to him like they would talk to a white guy. Most white people, and even conservative white people, but most white people, when they're talking to a black man, are always worried about being called a racist and such. So they don't talk to black people typically like they talk to white people. We treat them like we're colorblind. We treat them like any other liberal jerk, and it flips them out.
Absolutely right. I'm not sure if I told you guys, I live in a place in Pennsylvania where my family, we were the only black people living on that street.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy the best of life. We never had any interaction, any runs in, and all of that. But whenever we go into the black area, like in Allentown, that's like a dump. Okay? And we almost got mugged twice there. So
Mugged there? I guess because that Billy Joel song, when the steel plant closed down in Allentown, the crime went up.
In Bethlehem, the Bethlehem steel plant, when they closed it down, that's where it was. But Brian, listen, the Democrat playbook is to make blacks feel as if they are like second-class citizens. I hope this guy's listening. Hey, guy, listen. My white friend, my neighbor, I make more money than he does.
Oh, my goodness.
I live a better life, so...
How's that possible?
World is this guy.
Okay, listen, Jay from Jersey, he called, how many times did he call me a racist? See, when Jay's talking to the white liberals up in Jersey, when you call a white guy a racist, they fall down on the floor, they get into a fetal position, and they beg the black man for forgiveness. Please don't call me a racist. Please, sir. And that's why he keeps calling us racist. It's a weapon that he uses that's supposed to make us get down on our knees and beg for forgiveness and cry. It's ridiculous.
That's his daily delight, and let him enjoy it, but it's not going to work.
Notice he didn't contest when I referred to him as a bum. He didn't contest that.
No, he might be living on the government dole.
Or he's living in mom's basement, right? Living. All right. They have basements in Jersey. Hey, thanks for the call. All right. If you're on hold, stand by. Back after this.
Making morning radio great again. I think you're gonna really love it. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. The greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s coming up this morning.
Weather brought to you by Palm Beach Patio Furniture. Route 1 Seminole Plaza Shops, North Palm Beach. Palm Beach Patio Furniture. Voted in the best of the best patio store in Palm Beach County. PalmBeachPatioFurniture.com, where luxurious outdoor spaces are created.
And now, a True Oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
Major expressway still crash free this morning, but we are seeing buildups on 95 northbound from Deerfield Beach into Boca. The turnpike is accident free, moving up to full speed at this time. Further south into Broward County, I-95 heading north on a Griffin Road. 2 right lanes are blocked by a crash. Stopping the traffic is going back to Sheridan Street. In Boynton Beach, we have an accident with multiple lanes blocked on Military Trail at Old Boynton Road, and another crash blocking the left lane on US 27 southbound at Sheridan Street. This report is sponsored by eBay Motors. You do anything to keep your vehicle happy. Let's make sure it stays running smoothly. With eBay Guaranteed Fit, the right parts are just a click away. And when you see the green check, you know the part will fit. Get the right parts at the right prices. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. That's traffic. Chris Barr.
Traffic, a service of Palm Beach Kennel Club. Come out to the poker room in PBKC, open daily for cash games, daily high hands, mega bad beat jackpots, and big money tournaments like the $100,000 guaranteed multi-flight tournament coming up July 6th through the 9th. Visit our newly expanded casino table game area with your favorites Ultimate Texas Hold'em and 3-card poker with just a $5 minimum. PBKC, your entertainment destination. For more info, bbkennelclub.com.
Hi, this is Keith Singer of Singer Wealth. If you own a retirement account, not only do you need to make smart investment choices, you need to make smart tax choices as well. The IRS is waiting to collect a big part of that account, and you can minimize what they get, but you have to use the right strategies. To learn about these strategies to reduce taxes on your IRA account, text the word tax report to 474747. Text the word tax report to 474747 so you and your family can keep as much of your IRA as possible.
Just because you're getting older doesn't mean you have to feel older. This is Brian Craig, and I want to tell you about my anti-aging doctor, Dr. Mitch Matez at the BioStation West LA, and hormone replacement pellet therapy. Hormone replacement pellet therapy is all natural. What it does is restore your hormones to where they were when you were in your 20s. You'll feel younger, you'll have more energy, you'll get your sex drive back. And women, hormone replacement pellet therapy completely stops and reverses all the signs and symptoms of menopause. Mood swings gone. Night sweats gone. I've met listeners before and after hormone replacement pellet therapy with Dr. Matez, and when I first meet them, they're like Joe Biden, and no one wants to be like him. And then I meet them again after they began hormone replacement pellet therapy, and they have their energy back, just like Trump. They're standing up tall, and they feel years younger. Now, it's always a free consultation with Dr. Matez when you tell him you heard about him on the radio. 561-320-8893. 561-320-8893.
I'm getting hungry. All this thinking about peanuts. I love peanuts. Salty peanuts. The honey peanuts are the best. Oh my goodness. I love peanuts. Peanut head.
Do you love great food and live music? Double Roads in Jupiter is the place to be. Wednesday is always country night, so pick up your heels with Justified. Thursday is reserved for Pam and Dave singing sweet ballads in Motown, followed by J.P. Soares and the Red Hots. Also, Grammy-nominated songwriter Dean Alexander will be performing in the Speakeasy. Friday begins with a groove and finishes with the energetic fusion band 56 Ace. Swing into Saturday with Batman and Robin, followed by Super Break, who will close out the weekend with some rock and roll. Double Roads is the hot spot in town for delicious food, dancing, and live entertainment. See you soon at Double Roads.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating 46 years on.
All right, we're back. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. There's only one opening, Steve, on the board. Yep. Okay. Call us on hold. Stand by.
Basically, I want to just throw in a couple of things that I've find out if you agree or disagree with my prediction. All right. Do you agree or disagree that there exists somewhere in the White House a tape which indicates who's
Cocaine? Yes.
You agree?
I think there's video of all of it, 5K video of all of it.
Okay. Do you agree or disagree that there's no way that Biden's team can let the major principals, being the State Department and who's it? State Department?
Wait a minute. Well, the Secret Service are investigating it. So yeah.
That they can tell the truth on this?
I don't know about that. I think they can. I think because if you notice the story the story's been evolving all week, but every evolution has made it more serious. You know, that now that they reported on NBC News that it was found at the Situation Room, that's the most highly classified area of the White House. So that's a very dangerous place to have cokeheads. And there's no way that that's not the most secure place with video surveillance as well, and all kinds of other things that we don't even know about. So, no, yeah.
Release that fact to the public.
They can, sure. Well, Biden's supposedly the Secret Service is doing a real investigation.
Supposedly, does that indicate you don't think they will?
I'm not so sure about that, because when President Trump said that the Secret Service knows that the cocaine was either Hunter's or Joe's, he put this on True Social 2 days ago, right? It was either Hunter's or Joe's. He said the Secret Service knows. See, he's got a lot of friends in the Secret Service. They're around him all the time, and I think the Secret Service people around him told President Trump that it's either Hunter or Joe's.
I think President Trump would have said that unless he had been given
correct
some information by someone in the know that was true.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the Secret Service are using President Trump to get the details out. All these developments that are coming out, a lot of it's because of President Trump. They're getting the information out through Trump because they know he's going to go public with it. Yeah. And I think if they ever released the video, it's going to show that they found the cocaine at the Situation Room and moved it to the library to get it away from such a highly secretive area. And there's a big cover-up before they even called the hazmats. All right, there's only one opening on the board. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Brian. It's Roz.
Hey, Roz.
Hi, how are you? My actual name is Pat, because you said before you didn't know my real name.
You sound like, I call you Roz because you sound like Roz in Monsters, Inc., your voice.
My name's Pat, though. But anyway, two things. Steve, I want to say I'm sorry about your dog. I know that's a really hard thing. I lost my dog 2 months ago, and there's not a day that goes by that I don't cry.
What happened to your dog?
His kidneys and liver started shutting down, and he had 6 weeks to go, and he would have been 16 years old. But I had him from a little nugget. He was like 2 months old.
It's tough.
It's horrible.
Yeah, it is. And I just wanted to say I'm sorry. I'll lift you up in prayer.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. And two, this liberal Jay, I'm getting tired of him calling in and insulting Brian. I hear this joker every day. And let me tell you something. He said last week that Brian was stupid and everybody who listens to Brian is stupid. Well, let me tell you something, Jay. You need to open your heart and ask God to come in there and fill you with love, because nobody's prejudiced. I'm not prejudiced, neither is Steve or Brian. And number two, you're calling us stupid. You're listening to it every day too, so what does that make you? That's stupid too.
Yes.
So, that's not nice. You keep calling in and you call like you're ready to fight every single time on the phone. And this is my message to you. I think you need to stop. If you're going to call in, call in and be respectful and nice.
No, I like his calls. I think people need to see what is he. I give Jay credit for this. He does something most liberals don't do. He expresses his views honestly. And I mean, what does he think about white people that, I don't know, Eric Holder and Kamala Harris don't think about white people, right?
I've been hearing lately in the news, and they were talking to black people and stuff and saying, well, are you prejudiced? And they said that there's more prejudice among some black people towards white versus white.
Listen, inside the black community, there's bigotry inside the black community over how dark or light someone is inside the black community. It's ridiculous. It is. Hey, listen, Roz, take care. Thanks for the call. I want to tell people this is really an amazing story. You know, one of our sponsors, longtime sponsors, actually saved Steve's life. I'm talking about any lab test now of Boca. And I was talking about this a little bit yesterday, Steve, when you weren't here. I'm not sure if you heard this, but you know, if you listen to our radio station, most every sponsor you hear, if it's got my voice or Steve's voice on it, either Steve uses the sponsor, I use the sponsor, or we both do. Okay, and that's pretty significant thing. You know, we don't talk about a restaurant until we have the food there. Okay, if the food's no good, you don't hear us talking about it, sending you there. We don't do the advertisement for them. And any lab test now of Boca, when they joined us before we went on the air, Steven said, well, we got to get some testing done so we can talk about it. And neither of us really needed any testing. And they said, well, Steve, why don't you get a prostate test, right? A cancer screening. They have the PSA test. At any lab test now of Boca, they have cancer treatments or a cancer test for all kinds of cancers that they do with blood draws. So this isn't limited just to the PSA, but they have a cancer test that detects all kinds of cancers too with just a simple blood draw. But you got a PSA test just so you could talk about any lab test now of Boca in the commercial. And shocker, you get the results the next day. You had prostate cancer. And you had
have a PSA once a year.
Yeah, but nobody does that. You're supposed to.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you do now, but if we would not have gone over to any lab test now of Boca and talked to them, you would have found out you had prostate cancer eventually, but because you had that PSA test over there, you caught it early. So listen, the message of that is, any lab test now of Boca saves Steve's life. I go there for all of my lab testing. My wife and daughter go there for their lab testing, and you should too. Their number is 561-237-5009. 561-237-5009. And they're located in the Sandalfoot Plaza where the Western Beef is, south of Palmetto Park Road, north of Hillsborough, on the east side of 441 State Road 7. All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning, caller. Once. Yes, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Stacy. I'm calling from Michigan.
Hey.
Hey, Stace.
Good morning. I just wanted to say how much I love your show. I just recently found it about 6 months ago. Listen every morning.
Welcome.
Yes, I love everybody in the chat. I just want to say good morning. Wonderful phone call from Pat. And I guess I called today because Jay's phone call also aggravated me this morning. Because when he calls in, I'm 40 years old. I guess I'm considered a millennial. I grew up, in school through the late 80s, early 90s. The one thing it was so uncool to be racist. It was never a popular thing. It's still not a popular thing. It's just hard to believe that it's still even out there, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It never went away.
Well, there's a trend going on with liberal blacks like Jay from Jersey, okay? They're racist, and all this critical race theory and all this BS in the media these days, it tells them it's okay to go out and be mean and nasty to white people. You saw that that black girl that snatched the mic out of the college official at the college graduation a couple weeks ago and all this stuff. You know, there's a lot of black racists out there that have been told by society these days that it is okay to go out and act like Jay does with me on the phone, that you're entitled to do that. And it's really sick, and it's very sad to hear someone so filled with racial rage like Jay and others.
It was being, I want to say I was about 8 years old when the Rodney King riot started. And to see something so horrible and just so disgusting, it was just,
you know, you were a little girl then, but you know the L.A. riots that Maxine Waters calls the L.A. Rebellion that happened after the Rodney King trial. The one person that was of sound mind and responsible during those riots was Rodney King himself. When he came out to the media and said, "Stop what you're doing. Can't we all just get along? Go home. Stop the violence." And Rodney King, who's no longer with us, he might have been high on coke or crack or whatever that night when he got pulled over and all of that, and he went through something. But he was trying to cool people down. And what did the Democrats do? Stoke the flames of violence. Hey, listen, welcome to the show. Glad you found us, and call again sometime.
There is only one race. We all belong to the human race.
Correct.
That's it.
That's correct. All right. We'll take our break and be right back.
Hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
All right, and it's time for the final gold and precious metals report of the week with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated in Boca. William Youngerman, how the metals looking today?
Our metals looking very stable, as we have seen for the last week or so, with gold trading in a range of $1,910 to about $1,930. And yesterday we saw it close out the day at down $4.30 at $1,910.80 the ounce. Silver was down 42 cents at $22.68, while platinum lost $13 at $9.03, and palladium was down $12 at $1,216. And of course, as we said, the range continues to be in this $1,910 to $1,930 range. This morning, we've seen it up to as high as $1,930 on gold. Currently at $1,920 the ounce. That's up $9.20. Silver up 21 cents at $22.90 the ounce. Platinum up $7 at $910, and palladium up $9 at $1,225. So again, the market's very stable around these numbers, and you can just bide your time and pick it up at lower end of the ranges pretty much every day.
That's right. And, you know, on the lower range of buying, I mean, it's not unusual for people to come in and just buy one. I know there are people that come in and buy just one silver coin, one ounce of silver. But you also handle large transactions in all the metals, gold, silver, platinum. How large of a transaction can you handle over at your shop, William Youngerman?
Well, there's pretty much hardly any limit to it. I mean, we handle multi-million-dollar transactions with no problems.
Yeah.
And of course, we have all the metals in stock. So.
Yeah. So those of you that are interested in large transactions, by the way, that's with buying and selling. William Youngerman can help you with that. He's, of course, located in Boca Raton at 150 East Palmetto Park Road on the first floor of the Bank of America building, immediately east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. You can find him online at williamyoungerman.com or give him a call. He opens up at 10 a.m. weekdays, 1-800-327-5010, 1-800-327-5010. All right, have a great weekend, William Youngerman. We'll talk on Monday.
Okay, you too. Thank you.
All right, back after this.
Warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on.
All right, I'm Brian. Steve, of course, is here. Callers on hold. Stand by. We're going to take our final few calls of the week in just a moment. But I want to tell everyone about Sloman, Steve. You know, my daughter, I was going to do this for her, but she did it on her own. My daughter called Sloman. She's got the doorbell camera and everything on her new apartment, which is real nice. And I was FaceTiming my daughter yesterday from her new apartment, and she was showing me the doorbell camera and everything. And it's nice that she's safe and secure and takes a lot of the worry away, doesn't it? Oh, my goodness. But listen, guys, Sloman's is amazing. They're absolutely amazing. And they have something that these other companies just don't have. They have real-life human security advisors that come to your home. They meet with you and survey your property to make sure that you get the security solution that you need to keep you and your family and your home safe. And their security advisors are top-notch. Sloman's has so much faith in them. They give you all the technology that comes along with the security system for free. You get a customized home security system with professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. And that system includes an LED touchscreen pad, a motion detector, 3 armed doors, and a backup battery. And you get that real-life security advisor as well. Call Sloman's. Their number, 1-833-283-5050. 1-833-283-5050. All right? Good. Okay, let's go back to our very busy phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Stephen. Guys, JJ from New Hampshire.
Hey, JJ.
How you doing, man? I was thinking about this Black History Month, and well, first, great call, Pat, and also Michigan, welcome aboard. And but with regard to Jay and Black History Month, I go back to Morgan Freeman with an interview with CBS or 60 Minutes with Wallace, and he was at Black History. What do you think about Black History? And he said, he goes, I hate it. Quote, I hate it. Because Black history is American history. So, I think Jay's just coming from the place. Sometimes I get infuriated with him, but other times I just feel sad for the man because the hate that he has is it's kind of enveloped his person, his soul.
Well, Jay is a work in progress. I mean, that's how I view him. I mean, we do a lot of this kind of programming involving race, and it's a process of working it through. I think Jay is a good guy deep down. I think he's suffered, as a lot of people have, from the racial tensions that exist in our society today, and he's got a lot of anger he's working through, and this show can help him do that. We've accomplished.
Yeah, and I'll add on to that. I think Jay from Jersey is coming to us for help.
Well, it could be, it would be lovely to see that. I remember Louisiana from a year and a half or so.
Mm-hmm.
I used to, listen to him. He was very polite for the most part. It was almost like you saw what he was trying to do.
Yeah, but Louisiana pulled a stunt that I can't share on the air. That unfortunately we had to terminate their calling because of something they pulled.
Banned. Yeah, he was banned. But I'll say this: as far as I had a buddy down, my partner, it was down in Florida a couple of weeks ago, and he told me a story that he was in line, big line for groceries, and there was a pretty good-sized black man in front of him, looked like a construction worker, and there was an older white guy that didn't have enough money to pay for his groceries, and he was having trouble there trying to take things away, this and that. That black man, he walked right up in the, before my friend, he walked right up to the front of the line and said, I'll pay for everything.
Yeah.
So to me, it's more about it's about not the color of anybody's skin. It's about the kindness of your heart.
Well, it's the media. There's a story today that'll probably be on television. It happened in Colorado. There was a woman in a bikini at a pool party that was heavily intoxicated. And she started screaming at some black people that she thought were being too loud to leave and go back where they came from, which she said was Boulder. And, of course, she was being filmed doing this. And it's in the news all over today. And, of course, they're saying she's a racist because she was yelling at black people. She's just a drunken idiot, okay, who was screaming at some people. It wasn't based on race. Even if she used a racial slur, it doesn't mean it was based on race. It just means that she was a drunk person there's a lot of people out there that are AHs, and they behave in a certain way, and not every slight is a racial slight.
Stupid doesn't mean you're racist.
Mm-hmm.
Times to me, that's what I like. The only thing that was systemic with regard to racism to me got taken care of.
Well, you remember when Mel Gibson got in trouble because he asked that Asian cop in Malibu if he was a Jew, and do you know who saved him in Hollywood? Mel Gibson. Because Hollywood, he was done in Hollywood. The great Mel Gibson. You know who saved him? Robert Downey Jr., who plays Iron Man. Robert Downey Jr. And Robert Downey Jr. I saw Robert Downey Jr. on television. And he said, and Mel Gibson they were at this event where he was being honored. Robert Downey Jr. was being honored. And he had a big problem with drugs, if you guys remember. And he said, and he went to jail. And Robert Downey Jr. said, when I had my drug problem and I went to jail, no one would hire me and my career was over. And Mel Gibson hired me and made me a co-star in one of his movies, which was Air America, by the way. And he said, no one would hire me because I had drug problems. I'd been to jail. He said, Mel Gibson, he hired me. He gave me my life and career back. And he told me, all I ask of you is that you pass it along to the next guy. And Robert Downey Jr. says, I didn't know the next guy was going to be Mel. But he said, and he was speaking to like this awards audience of all the Hollywood people, like the Oscar people. And he said, if any of you out there in this audience of Hollywood celebrities have no sins, okay, you judge, but you're all just as scummy as me, and forgive Mel Gibson. And Mel Gibson was in tears. I saw him backstage, and they all applauded. And Mel Gibson's got his career back, and he's got the #1 movie in America again, right? And all this. So, people say and do things. It doesn't mean they're necessarily anti-Semitic or racist, like this bikini girl that's going to be all over television today because she yelled at some black kids. She said, go back to where you came from. She didn't mean Africa. She said Boulder. Okay? So, but they're editing out the Boulder part. So you think that she meant go back to Africa. She meant go back to Boulder. I mean, what's that? Go back to Boulder, Yeah. All right, take care. I didn't say #1 movie. No. He put Robert Downey in one of his movies as his co-star. It was Air America, which is not my favorite. That's not my favorite Mel. My favorite Mel Gibson movie, of course, is The Road Warrior. Right? That's the best one. The sequel to Mad Max. Of course, The Passion's very. Steve and I we met Mel Gibson once and when we were at Steve and I went to a screening of The Passion of the Christ 6 months before he came out, and Steve and I were wearing T-shirts and torn up jeans, and we go to this event. Everybody else was in a tuxedo, and like movie stars were there, and Steve and I were a little embarrassed. And I said, Steve, they're going to think we're so important to be at this private screening of The Passion dressed like this when everyone else is in tuxedos. They're going to think we're like big Hollywood people. And I said, Mel Gibson's going to be here. I'm telling you. And sure enough, Mel Gibson was there, and he was dressed just like us. He was wearing ripped jeans and a T-shirt. And I said, everybody thinks we're like producers of The Passion or something. And Mel Gibson talked for 2.5 hours, standing right next to me and Steve. And I mean, like 2 feet away from us. And to be that close to the Road Warrior, just like I just peed my pants. It was so exciting. But that was, anyway, I love Mel Gibson, All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, it's Renee from Harlem.
Hey, Renee.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Jay because, he's saying exactly what needs to be said. You constantly try to use your daughter as a shield from protecting your... you're clearly a racist, man. It's obvious. Both of you are it's obvious. You will never come to New York. I can tell you that.
Steve is born and raised in New York.
Where he is.
Oh, my goodness.
Where he is. Go to Howard Beach or Bensonhurst, wherever he came from.
Now, where did you come from, Steve, in New York? What part of New York are you from, Steve?
72nd and Central Park West.
Yeah.
Singapore.
Yeah.
Across the street from where John Lennon bought it.
We got shot. Yeah, I know. You're probably one of the guys that gave him the gun.
What? If John Lennon had a gun, he'd be here today.
Okay. And you would love to have a gun. I've
got a bunch of guns. I have a bunch of guns.
do. I know you do, because you can't fight. You can't fight. You be in trouble. And your Sally Hemming of a daughter needs to get away from you, boy.
Oh, my goodness. Well, last call of the week. Those of you on hold, stand by. Steve and I will be back on Monday, and if you stay on the line all weekend long, you'll be first in line on Monday. God bless Donald Trump. See you Monday.
WIRK HD3 Indiantown. Programming paid for by Scandalous Media.
Guys, I'll see you